Hello there, welcome back to Crafters TV. Thanks for joining us on this. It's a very wet Tuesday here in the north of England. I hope it's a little bit more cheerier wherever you are, but I mean that's literally the perfect excuse, the most perfect excuse to stay in and do a bit of crafting, isn't it? And that's exactly what we're going to do over the next few hours. So we are bringing you a craft along, an opportunity for us all to craft along together with one of our most recent launches, and then we'll be having a little bit of hunky-dory after that. I'm not here on my own, that would not be a fun craft along for you. Debbie's here, she's cutting bits off of herself at this week. What's going on over there, Debbie?
Well, I just had a bit poking out and you get those bits that are inside.
Oh.
And then I thought, oh, do you know what? On Sunday, I got some ribbon threading dies, so I thought I could use the ribbon out of my top. So I've just been cutting my ribbon out.
I mean, you're just always thinking craft, aren't you?
Hi. We've got a craft along, yes.
We do.
We're going to be crafting this lovely project.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I thought it'd be really nice to not only show the shadow box dies and how you put them together, make a little easel card, do a bit of embossing, make some flowers, just have a really nice, lovely project for the next 2 hours.
Absolutely, 2 hours, you can all craft along. Let me share with you then everything that you're going to need if you want to join Debbie on her craft along. All short stuff that you have. Here we go. So the Gemini dimensional dies shadow box. The 4x6 is what Debbie's used. I'm sure you could use any of them, no problem whatsoever. Some flowers from that amazing Sharon Callis Flower Garden collection. You've got the orchid, the tea rose, the mountain peony and the ranunculus there. Then we also have the ornate tiles, embossing folder. We've got some Bloom with Grace sentiments, vintage butterflies in there, and then some stuff from your stash as well. So you will need your Gemini. Is the next one? Here we go. So the flower petal perfection papers to go with the flowers we spoke about, your 12x12 luxury naturals, your water reactive ink pads, hot glue gun, some adhesives, black ink pad and a ribbon, some ribbons as well, and then finally some other bits, your Gemini Scoremaster guillotine poker tool and a stamping platform, which is fabulous. With all of you have got that. You'll have a few more minutes to gather those along. Gather those along? No, get those gathered together. There we go. Sarah Brown says, hi gang, I'm back, sending hugs from Melbourne. Patty is in Michigan, the lovely Lynn is here, Mary Rhino is in Maine, Mary Beth is here, who else we've got? Maricel is saying, good morning everyone, I'm just getting ready for work, I'm wishing I could craft instead. Well, you can watch this back anytime you like, which is rather fabulous. Alicia says, good morning and greetings from Arkansas. Good morning, Alicia. Shout out to Joe, Debbie, Social Superstars, production crew, warehouse staff, the fairy staff, aka the cleaning crew, make the tables look so pretty. I mean, you've basically gone through the whole company there, Alicia. I salute you, I really do. Not just Debbie joining us though on this craft along. Anne-Marie will be here for the last hour of this, but also the lovely Lorna Jane is with us. How are you, Lorna Jane?
Hiya.
How is it there where you are today?
Yeah, it's cloudy and rainy, but I'm being positive. I enjoy crafting and it doesn't matter what the rain's like.
Amazing. Yeah, it's very, very wet up here, isn't it? But perfect day, I'd say, to do some crafting. Have you got all your bits and bobs gathered?
Almost, I think so. We're getting there.
Fabulous. Right, well, I'll be dropping in on you again real soon, Laura Jane. Now, remember, this will work as it always does. We will go through, we'll take breaks, and we'll do all those kind of things. The other thing I need to let you know about is, of course, what we're looking at on the show. I'll take you firstly through these, the shadow boxes. They are available. We have repeated the launch offer here for you, which is fantastic. So you can grab this. You've got a 25% saving. It was launched back in March. It's been very popular since then. You've got the 6x4 shadow box frame. The other great thing is you've got lots of extra elements within here. Love this almost like creator card style die on the inside of this one. We then have as well your 5x7 shadow box, and in here you're going to get a few sets of nesting dies. These corners are really great for picture corners. They are 4 different designs as well, so you've got lots to choose from within there. And then you will also receive the slimline shadow box frame as well. Let me show you what the 3 of those look like, because Craig created a really fabulous one where he creates 3 of them together. So you can see they are your 3 different sizes there on your shadow box frame. We will talk about the flowers as we go through as well when we get to those, but the Sharon Callis flowers also available on the show. Eve B says, Joe, we're expecting bad weather here in Missouri, but things are cheery at CCTV. I'm not letting it dampen my day. Good for you. everyone here in the UK really just should get cosy on the sofa, maybe with a lap tray to do the crafting along with us as well. What I should also say is we will take regular breaks as we go through, so if you do start to fall behind a little bit, don't worry, we will take breaks and recap the stages for you. If there is anything that you completely miss, don't worry, you can get in touch with me. It's really easy. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you are across on YouTube. Fire the questions to me and I'll pop them across to Debbie. I did say as well, Hunkydory coming up 4 p.m. here in the UK, so that's what, 11 a.m. East Coast time. We already had an hour of Hunkydory earlier today. It was very busy and I want to share with you some of the busiest items that you saw. So let's start off with that amazing Sporting Silhouettes Ultimate Collection. Really, really cool. It's great if you struggle maybe with those more masculine themes of cards, then this is perfect for that. And you guys absolutely love the luxury topper collections that Hunkydory bring for us. We have got, so it's pesky gremlins, Debbie, that were affecting us the other day. They are back in the system. We have got some pictures, let's share them with you. So here they come. So in here you're going to get your luxury topper collection with your cardstock, your inserts, your papers, and your Hunkydory little book there of Sporting Silhouettes. Very busy on that in the earlier show. You'll be seeing that again a little bit later. You've also got as well the dies that go with these. They are cut-in dies, which is fantastic. I help you to create some really cool designs there. $27.97 or $40.49. For the love of stamps is what we're going to look at next. And these are your Essential Sentiments collection. Really cool, something in there for every occasion. $41.39 or $59.99, and they work perfectly with this next item I'm about to share with you, which is your Essential Elements there. So those two together. Anne-Marie did a really cool demo of those a little earlier, and we'll see more of those a little later. We've then also got the brush markers for you. It's the original collection plus the handbook as well. $47.99, $69.98. And if you want to see all of the Hunkydory products that are coming up a little later, then pop yourself over to the website. Michelle McCarthy's here. She says, hi Joe and Debbie, are you both looking very summery and fabulous? Is very excited for this craft along. Wow, it's good to have you with us, Michelle. I haven't seen Michelle for ages. When are we together, Michelle? Let me know. Right, I think then, Debbie, if you're ready, judging by these comments, everyone else is pretty much good to go. Tickety-boo, as they say.
Tickety-boo, yes. Right, so I haven't got my card pack with me, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to use white cards. So even though we've put that white card down, it's to have that difference in. There's a pearlized white card in there. You could use Centura Pearl as well. I'm just using normal white cardstock. So mine's A4. So an A4 down the longer length is 11 3/4. 11 3/4 down that length. We want to trim that to 4 inches across. So all we're going to do is go to our 4-inch mark on there and trim that down. So that's 4 by 11 1/4. Oh, I've got mucky hands here. Look, I've just put mucky paw print.
Oh, you mucky
It doesn't matter. Okay, so it's that's all we need. We need 4 inches by 11 3/4. Okay, so we'll pop that to the side because the first thing we're going to do is make our card blank. Then we're going to come in and we're going to score this in half. So half of our A4 card. I haven't got a scoring tool. Let me just grab a scoring tool. We're going to score that just 1 increment before the 6, so 5 7/8 of an inch, and score that down. And then we want to score it in half again, which is just the 1 before the 3, so 2 7/8 of an inch. Okay. Now I'll just recap that again, just to let you all catch up. 4 inches across the top, and then if you're using an A4 cardstock, you're just using the whole length. If you're not and you're using the 12 by 12, you want to cut it 11 3/4. So 4 by 11 3/4. We're going to then score that in half at 6 7/8 of an inch. 5 7/8 of an inch, when you've got lots of numbers in your head, and 2 3/8. 2 7/8 of an inch. We will get that. We will get our scoring. So basically what we've done is we've scored in half. So we're going to fold that in half, and then we've scored it in half again. So that's our sort of just under our 3 inches there. And that's going to give us our easel card. So we'll get that piece out the way first, okay? Then we want a piece that's going to go onto here, but we're going to emboss it. So I'm using my offcut here, but what we do want, let me bring this in, we want 2 pieces of 5 7/8 of an inch by 2 7/8 of an inch. So I'm just going to, I don't think I've done that right. Hang on, let me just double check. I'm just double checking. it's 3 7/8 of an inch. I didn't think that sounded right. So it's just, I'm going to take that in. Let's do it. Just recapping. What am I like? So 3 3/4. There we go. Easy as that, Joe. I was looking at the wrong instructions, which is why I was thinking it didn't sound right. So 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. Okay, 5 3/4.
Gilmore's loving your nails, says they are shiny.
They're very shiny. And then 5 3/4. So 2 pieces of card at 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. Okay, that's our 2 pieces of card. So we're going to get all our card bases done first. And then we're going to do our shadow boxes, and then we're going to make our flowers. So we've got our card here, we've got our 2 pieces. We now need our embossing folder. So I'm going to bring in, I'm using the ornate tiles. You can use any embossing folder that you've got, or the other one that's in Sharon's collection. You can see my card is smaller than that, but it doesn't matter. But what we are going to do, we're going to do our letterpress technique, and we're going to bring in that pale fig. So a really nice light colour. What I would suggest is whatever colours you're going to use in your flowers, match that up to the sort of lighter tone of what you want. So if you're doing more pinks, do it a pinky colour. If you're doing sort of blues and greens, then do it blue or green colours. When we're doing a letterpress technique, we want to make sure, although saying that it doesn't matter on this side, I would say this side feels like my raised side and this feels more flatter. Or is it the other way around? It's hard to tell, Joe. You know what? It's because I don't think it matters. Do you know what we're going to do? I'm going to put ink to both sides because we're just using white cardstock. That way you could choose which one you think looks nicest. I don't think there's going to be a lot of difference in it. Now all I'm doing is I'm applying straight on from my ink pad across the top. And we're just running that over. You won't see a lot of it because it literally is a light colour. We're going to do the same on here. I'm not going right to the edges because I know that our cardstock is not going to be the exact. So just going to pop that down. And then we're going to place our card. So I'm just going to be careful and place it right in those lines. So sort of roughly central to that point. I'm going to hold it down. I'm trying to be careful because you don't want to shift it because you've put ink in there. So can you see? Now we can see where that's picked up and where the white has been left. If I turn that over, Joe, look, we've got a completely different pattern.
Oh,
so
nice.
Now I know that this is going to be my debossed. So my risen parts are going to come up in this detail. But by doing it this way, you can see which one you want to use because they both look fabulous. So we're going to take our plates. Now, because it's a 3D embossing folder, we're going to use our plastic shim, our magnetic shim, and our top cutting plate. And we're going to sandwich that between those 2, or those 3, should I say. And run that through your Gemini. There we go.
Fabulous. Any questions you've got as we go through, get them into me. Remember, Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion across on YouTube. And I will pop them across to the lovely Debbie.
Absolutely. Right, then we're going to open this up and you're going to see, I mean, look at that. That's so pretty. Totally transforms your paper. And then if we turn it around the other side, that's actually nice as well, isn't it, Joe? Look
really
at that.
Lovely.
That looks like a studded like cushion, like the back of a couch, something like that. It looks really pretty. You just decide which one you want. And actually, I might use one of each side because we're going to do that again. One side is going to be for inside your frame and one is going to be for the base of your embossing folder. Okay, so I'll quickly recap on the measurements of that. You need 2 pieces of card measuring 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. Then apply your lightest shade. We're using our pale fig straight onto your embossing folder. For me, Joe, I don't think there's a better technique than the letterpress. I just love the simpleness of it, how easy it is to do, how effective it is when it comes out. And actually doing it both ways with your ink on both sides shows you how you can get sort of different results each time. So we're just going to, again, just choosing where to place that, lay that down, and then bring that on top. I didn't realise it was going to be a rainy day today, but it's quite loud, isn't it, out there?
It is so wet. Would you like to know what the Precipitation is. I'm just trying to find out. I don't know what the precipitation is, I'm afraid. I thought I had a way of finding out. Oh, yes, it's wet.
It's wet.
Precipitation is wet. Very, very wet all day.
Told us what we already knew, hey?
Did you hear the rain last night in the house?
No. I was out of it.
Because I'm in the roof, obviously, you can really hear it when it was absolutely chucking it down at about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Look at that, Joe.
Gorgeous.
I mean, that's amazing from one folder, isn't it? It's like having two folders, like got a twofer there. Right, so we're going to pop these to, in fact, before we do that, let's just use our other ink. So I'm going to bring in our crushed velvet. And we're going to just use our ink applicator and just go around the edges just to draw the eye in a little bit more. So I just want a tiny bit on there, and we're going to just come in really slightly just around these edges. And it's going to really highlight that print. It's going to make your eyes come into that focal point inside your card. So just leaving that around the edges. So I'm not doing much, just literally giving it a frame in. So we're giving that frame just around the edges, and then we're going to do the same with this one as well. So coming round and just inking those edges. So years ago, and I think they still do peel-offs, we used to make a border around the edges, we used to put what they call peel-off borders. Okay. And you would peel off your borders and stick them. They were just like sticky stickers, really, sort of lengths that you would just add to your borders. And then ink pads become more and more popular. And then we sort of didn't really find the need to have these borders anymore.
I haven't seen peel-offs.
I haven't seen them for years. No. I'm sure they are still about. Let us know if you've got them or used them, or you know if they still do them. But I do love that. We've got two completely different looks there, and both of them being framed. So we're going to pop those to one side with our card. So that's all done for later to put together. I am just going to get myself a piece of tissue just to wipe that ink, otherwise we'll have purple on everything. Right, so the next thing we're going to do is move on to our shadow box. So I think what we'll do, we'll get them cut out, we'll let people catch up with all of those, Joe, and then we can start putting everything together.
Okie doke, sounds like a plan.
Right, so what I've done is I've got, again, a piece of white card, and I thought I had it all out, it's just that I've put them down here. Let me just make sure I've got, so you can use any size you want. Now on your shadow boxes it will tell you what they are. So there is a 6x4, there is a 5x7, and then there's a slimline one. We've done our card size to this size. If you was doing 5x7, just make your card size to a 5x7 easel card. What I love about these, Joe, is it's all stuck inside. That's not what I love about them. Is there's so many. Let me take them all out for you. Look at this. We've got 3 sheets in here of all different designs. So you've got all your borders here. You've got your actual creator card die, which is your main, this will cut inside but not out. Use this one for your matte and layer, or put it round. No, I think I'm lying. This does cut out. It cuts out at the same time. This is for your matte and layer to go over the top. And then you get all your corners as well, which we are going to be using. So you just decide which corners you want. But for the moment, we're just going to cut our box out so we can get this put together. Okay. And all I'm going to do is lay this straight over the top of my A4 piece of white cardstock, and we're going to send this through the Gemini. So pop that onto the top, and then we will run that through.
The great thing about these is I think you're going to be able to use these with any other of our collections you've got.
Anything.
Any sort of signature collection, any Nature's Garden collection, literally anything you can utilise for these. And also take them away from your crafting. I think if you want to make picture frames at home, they're going to be fantastic for that. They're a real practical product, aren't they, as well as being crafty?
Yeah, absolutely. They are completely practical, and I think if you like anything that's a little bit 3D or construction, but you think it's a little bit out of your sort of criteria of making, these are ideal for you because they do everything for you. Right, Joe, I think let's stop there and let everyone catch up on their card making and their die cutting. And then we're going to start putting our score lines in and putting our tape down and then constructing our box together. Okay?
Amazing. Let's recap this collection firstly then for you, what you've got in here. So 3 different sizes for you with this. You've got the 6x4, which is this one here. Each one of these absolutely loaded full of dies. You've got your 5x7, and you'll receive in there the slimline also. And these are, I love this project because it shows you all the 3 different styles together. This is exactly what you will be able to pop together. So you've got your small one, your larger one, and then your slimline one in there as well. I think it's a really great visual of the 3 different sizes you're going to be able to make. So that is your shadow boxes. Let's go and have a look at the Sharon Callis collection for you as well, because this is what we're going to be focusing on a little later in this craft along. So you've got 6 different flowers in here. I've got 5 of them here. You'll also receive the peony as well. So you've got your orchid, which is this one, very clever that Sharon has come up with a concept that allows you to create an orchid. It's very, very cool. You've also got all the foliage that you need with each of the flowers. You've then got the lily in here too. Obviously you're not going to squish yours between some boards, but you can see there just how fabulous that is. We then have this one, which is your tea rose. You've got the champagne rose and the ranunculus, and you will get the peony in there as well, which is awesome. You then get all the paper pads that you need. So for each one of those flowers, it comes with its own corresponding paper pad, which is awesome. You've got 30 sheets in each of those, and they are designed in their colour and also the artwork as well, because there's definitely some sort of effects on there to give you a real authentic looking flower, no matter which one of those you are choosing to put together. We've then got some frames in here also. These are your 2 large metal dies. So you've got your Rose Bliss frame, which is that one, and you'll also get the pretty posies. These make a great mount for you to put those onto. Pretty sure, Debbie, as well, you could you? I'm going to have to measure these. I have a feeling you probably could put the largest, in the largest shadow box. You could actually use this on the inside of your shadow box if you wanted to. You might need to trim it down. Certainly that one, if you trimmed it down a little bit. Yeah, actually lay it into your shadow box is another way of doing it. So you get both of those in there, and then you're also going to get a couple of really gorgeous embossing folders. You've got that lovely floral one, and you'll also receive the geometric one, which Debbie has been using through this. Alistair is listening in the office today whilst eating a lovely coconut chicken soup.
Oh, he's been very good today, yes.
Isn't that lovely? In the actual office or like home office?
No, he's gone into work for 3 days. Got to go back in 3 days a week now.
Listening to you at work, there's a commitment. Mandy says, hello there guys, yes, you can still get peel-offs.
Oh, you can?
There you are. And Gilmore says, well, those folders leave some amazing embossed print. Maricel missed what kind of ink pad you'd use there.
It was the water reactive Pal Fig, yes. So, yeah,
very
Pal
nice.
Fig, water reactive.
And our social media superstar as well. Is it lovely Rachel with us today? I should really be able to remember this, Rachel. Where is it? It says it's here. It's Rachel. She says, Newton Aycliffe, 5 millimetres of rain in the last 6 hours. We're expecting another 2 millimetres in the next 24 hours. And the humidity is 94%. There you are. Now you know. That's how the weather is.
It's cold, I know that much. So and it sounds really heavy, the rain.
Yeah, it's chilly. Very, very chilly here at the moment.
Heavy rain.
Right, Debbie, if you are about ready, I think everyone else is pretty much there and good to go. I've got no questions or requests. So
cool. Right, we're all up to date. Right, so we're going to use now, out of your 12 by 12 paper pad, we're going to use the pearlized paper out of that, or cardstock. You can also use Centura Pearl if you haven't got it, or just a nice coordinating colour as well. Now, from these 2 sheets, I've chosen a corner. You've got 4 different corners to choose from, which is great. So it doesn't matter which ones you put on there, you can just use whichever ones you want. So I'm just going to take this one, and I'm going to take my cutting cutout ones. Now these ones, if anyone's not seen the shadow dies and maybe going for them today, the shadow box dies, these ones are cut out completely, so these will cut a strip out for you. All the others that you've got on here, so if I bring them in, all of these ones don't have an outside cutting edge. So this one, for example, has little lines that cut out, which means you can thread your ribbon through. And these will cut directly into the sides of your shadow boxes, okay? But what we want to do, we want to cut ours out and then put our strips onto our shadow box. So let's pop those out there. So choose a corner and choose your cut-out strips. And then we're going to just place these. I'm going to just make sure we've got, because we're going to cut these a few times. So we want 2 of each of the longer and shorter ones, and we want 4 of these corner ones. So let's just find my platform and we can send those through. Whoop. Now the reason I'm using white and then white pearlized is because it gives a really elegant look, and you can notice it. So I really love white on white, Joe.
Yep.
I think it looks really classy, looks really elegant, but sometimes it can be sort of lost in the designs. What I do love to do is using textures. So a pearlized cardstock is a beautiful texture to put onto white cardstock. Because it's almost like an off-white then, so you can sort of see it more clearly than if you just put a white onto a white, which is also really nice, but it's just nice to have that different contrast, different lots of textures in that as well.
Any questions you've got, you can keep getting them in to me. Let me know what you're having for your lunch. Do what you want, really. Tell us anything, can't you?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Oh, always want to know what you've had for lunch. What did you have for lunch in the end, Joe?
I had delicious creamy chicken and mushroom pasta.
Did.
Slice of garlic bread and maybe a Galaxy caramel as well. And a bit of Debbie's Galaxy caramel.
Oh, so you already had a Galaxy caramel?
Yeah, I told you I'd already had a Galaxy caramel.
No, you did not tell me that.
I said I had a bar of chocolate.
You didn't tell me it was a Galaxy caramel, and you actually took a piece of my Galaxy caramel.
Well, you had already had a Twix before you ate the Galaxy caramel, so therefore I didn't feel bad taking it from you, to be honest.
You made me eat the Galaxy caramel because I was going to leave it till later, and yeah.
You haven't had any chocolate brownie though, which is doing the rounds. Christina's been knocking up lots of lovely Easter bakes in over Easter, so yeah, we're trying and failing, aren't we, to hold back from the Easter goodies.
We are very failing.
Easter this weekend, I mean, part of me says, don't try and eat better before Easter, but then Easter will come and go, Debbie, and I'll find another excuse, won't I, after Easter, so, it's what it is.
It is what it is. You know what? You do you, boo.
You do you.
We haven't said that for a long while, Joe, and actually when it comes to eating, it's hard to diet, isn't it? It's hard to eat healthy. I'm going to try though, because I have a holiday next year and I desperately want to just...
You have a holiday next year?
Next year, next month.
Oh gosh, I was going to say. I could lose it and put it back on again, and lose it and put it on again in a year.
Yeah, that's very true, isn't it? Right, so we've got our border die, so hopefully you have got yours. And then we've just got 2 more of our corners to pop out. That's already, there it is, still already in there. So look how beautiful these are. Really lovely. And when you put them, can you see how much they stand out when you do them in a pearlized onto a white card? They just really stand out beautifully. Cute. So let's take these ones out. So I'm just making sure I take all my little pieces out. Not because I need to cut these again, but I don't want to leave any die cuts in when we pop these back.
Oh, I would. Everyone else leaves them in.
I know, everybody else does leave them in, Joe. Not me, not me. So pop those out. Gives everyone else a chance.
You do know the day that you do leave them in, everyone will be like, yep, there you go, see?
But I don't, I never leave them.
No, you don't. She's too good. She's too good.
Be very rude.
Were you, when you were at school, what sort of child were you? Were you like a Were you very, very well behaved?
No.
Were you not?
No.
Oh, I thought you would have been.
No, I was actually an awful child.
A what?
An awful child.
Awful. What was the worst thing you did?
I can't tell you the worst thing I
I
did.
knew you'd say that.
Yeah, I did something not very nice actually. Not like horrible. Yes, it was.
You were going to tell us last time, and
I
you
was
didn't.
going to tell. I
apparently.
didn't. Well, you didn't ask me. You forgot about it, so I wasn't going to remind you, was I? No, I can't tell you. I can't
tell you on air, I'm
No,
afraid.
I can't tell you.
There you go. Because she'll get the sack. It's that bad, apparently.
No. More so, I'm just embarrassed. It's not even
I'm
something
desperate to.
that's-
I don't even know what this is.
I can't tell you, Charlotte. You have to remember to ask me afterwards. So, yeah. Yeah, just... no.
Molly's saying we should all
Charlotte,
tell,
no.
we
No,
should
you're
all
not
tell
gonna
everyone
tell
the
our
worst thing
worst
about
things.
us, and then yours won't seem so bad. Charlotte's not up for that game, it turns out.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's so bad. So bad,
yeah,
Molly.
Molly's been known to steal snacks, it turns out.
I would say I was just quite... I don't want to say because it's horrible, really, but I think I was I was mouthy.
Did you bite the head off a gerbil?
Did I what?
Did you bite the head off a gerbil?
I didn't do anything.
Because you're
that's-
really, I mean, you've painted it now, so we'd be like, really,
No,
we're
when
really
I tell you,
thinking.
I'll be like, is that it? But
Oh, okay.
it's
All
just
right.
one of those things that I think, I don't want to be embarrassed by my actions of things.
Okay.
I was in junior school, so I left junior school at 11, so it was
Should we
before.
just move on?
Yeah, let's
Would you
move
like us
on.
to
It was
move on?
before. Let's move on, Joe.
All right, let's move on.
So we should all be getting there. So I've just cut my last one out. So we've got that last one. Let's pop that out. And that gives us all our die cuts. So the last one, let's pop those pieces out. And then we can put these to the side. Now you'll have noticed, if it's the first time you're cutting these strips out, you'll notice that there's embossed detail in these as well. We can just see that in the light. If you put your rubber mat over these, Joe, and emboss them more, you get really beautiful detail in there. But just because of time, I'm not going to worry about putting all that detail in, but it is possible to get more detail in there from that embossed effect. But it's not really needed because we're going to be covering a lot of it up. This is all about sort of having that wow factor, having that framing. So we've got our two small pieces for the top and bottom and our two side pieces, and we've got our four corners. So let's just pop that to the side. So I can tell you a story actually, as they're still asking about things that I can tell you a story, and this is quite bad as well because it's very naughty. I did skive off school when I was little. And I broke into our house. Well, I didn't break in. The window was open in the back garden. So I decided that no one was home. I'd just climb in and stay home till school finished. But as it was my own house, yeah. But I climbed in the window and I knocked over my mum's glass rainbow fish. So you might remember them years ago. They had big ornaments. I mean, it was about this size and it was all rainbow coloured and it was a glass fish. And
so how did you get around this thing? Because you weren't meant to be home.
I know, I had to confess all.
And what did she say?
She smacked me.
Were you an only child, Debbie?
No.
No.
No. But I'll never live that down. I'll never forget that. That glass fish was probably be worth a fortune now.
Yeah.
She had
So
a
what
few.
did you
She
do?
had
Just
a
stay at
bird.
home and then wait for her to come home to explain
No,
that
I went
only...
back to school. I didn't tell her I'd skived off school.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't tell her. No, I didn't tell my mum I skived
But how
off
did you get
school.
away with... Because you shouldn't have been in the house. So did she not come home and realise the fish was broken immediately?
I can't really remember the ins and outs, but I remember confessing that I'd broke in. Well, not broke in, but climbed through. I'd said that I forgot my... No, I couldn't have said I forgot my key. I don't know why, so I wouldn't have had a key. My mum used to work at the local spa shop.
I think the
So-
worst thing is that you lied to your mum after you'd broken the fish and, you didn't come clean
Oh,
about
I've
the
lied to my mum about loads of things. I think everyone lies to their parents, don't they? They're little white lies, that's what it is. Right, so all we're doing with our box here, Joe, is we are just burnishing and folding and burnishing our score lines in. All your score lines are put in from your dies, so anyone that's maybe thinking about whether they want the actual shadow box dies, they are all, everything's done for you, so they're nice and easy and really simple to do.
Jean Marie says, okay, having seen Debbie working with these, they seem to have fallen into my basket.
You will love them.
Should I says, I bought this collection, so many dies for your buck, cannot wait to use them. They fit nicely in the tonic orange large die folder as well. There you are.
Fabulous. Yeah, absolutely. And that is a really nice point. You can emboss the folders as well, which are nice. You just have to be careful, especially with 3D, because they've got a really deep embossing. It could emboss some of these and they might crack.
Okay.
Right, now what we're going to do is we're going to place our red liner tape on. So your red liner tape, these sections, these little small sections that are folded inwards, as you curl your box over, they're the ones that are going to stick to the base. They're the ones that stick over. But the first thing we want to do, we want to put tape onto these little tabs here. In fact, if I turn my box, so turn your box so everything is going downwards. So that's going to be the back of our box, if you like. The frame will be curled to the other side. These tabs on the end, you want to put some red liner tape on. So we're just going to grab our red liner tape. You can use, I would say, 3, 12 or 3, 6 or 12, and it's all going to work. So for this one, I'm going to use our 6mm, and I'm just going to pop that to the edge of there. And then just trim that, and I'm going to do that on all 4 of those sides. So just pop in 1 strip along there.
And definitely red liner would be the way forward here, wouldn't it, Debbie? Would you not use anything? You wouldn't use a wet glue or something?
Yeah, so you could use a wet glue, but I don't think it dries quick enough.
Okay.
So you would have to stand there and hold it for a little bit. So a wet glue, yes, would be stronger. But the trouble is with these boxes, I say that like it's a bad thing, when you curl them over to stick them down, you're going to be standing there for a bit to hold that into place till it sort of sticks down, and you've got nothing to pin to hold it into place. So I always think this is the best way to go. Now the reason we've put our red liner tape on first, then I'm going to use my tool, my scoring tool, to burnish that down. I always like to make sure, not only does it make it easier for the carrier sheet to come off, I also think it makes it really work its way into the fibres of your card, and it will give it a really good stick. And these are the pieces that you do want to put together first. So take those pieces off, or the carrier pieces off the top. You can use your nails, you could use a pokey tool, however gets that off quickest for you. So I know there'd be some people probably shouting at me at the moment and struggling to get it off, because I know some people do, but do burnish it well. And
Did you know that if you have a little bit of kitchen towel as well, if you the red liner as it comes off the back in it, it will actually stick to a piece of kitchen towel.
Such a good tip, Joe. Yes, thank you for reminding me that. Yeah, Ian's very clever. He does some really good tips. He knows his stuff. Knows his stuff, Joe. Right, so this piece here, the little triangle bit, we're going to bring that up to the side. So right on the corner, and that's going to create our first piece just there. So let me just pop that on.
I think we've got you a glass fish if you want one, Debbie.
Really?
Yeah, Kirsty says the glass fish, my nana had one, it's now in my mum's loft, and my uncles, my mum and my brothers and me argue over who can have it. None of us actually want it.
Oh my goodness. Oh, how do you not want it? I think they're beautiful. They're really retro now, and I bet it's worth a fortune. It's funny, isn't it, though, because we're a little bit like that. So obviously I lost my mum a couple of years ago, and we were very close, but we used to always laugh because my mum's got lots of china, collects Royal Albert, so she's got the house is covered with Royal Albert. I always remember as a kid, because she even collected the dinner set, and all the plates were on the walls. So she'd have plate hooks on the walls, and there'd be the 6 plates would be on the walls.
And then we should take them down for tea?
And then only at Christmas. Christmas was the only time the plates come off the wall and we'd have our Christmas dinner.
You have to use like wooden chopsticks on them so it's not scratched or something.
And it was the only time she'd never let us wash up because she wouldn't let us wash up her Royal Albert plates.
Right.
So yeah, she had all of it, which was amazing. And she's still got all of this. But I've always said to her, like, make sure, like, in your will, just give it to someone else because I don't want the Royal Albert. And she also collected the ladies, so the ornament porcelain ladies, and there's loads of them. My dad's still got them in the cupboard, so but she's left all them to my daughter Poppy. So
That's
yeah,
nice.
But it is funny. So what I'm going back to with those is it's funny, isn't it, that you have stuff that your parents have, and it's probably worth quite a bit, but no one really wants it.
Is it Capodimonte was it one of the figure makers called?
The what?
Was there a porcelain, like a China porcelain house called Capodimonte or something like that?
I don't
They
remember
made
that
figures
one.
of mostly men, I think. My nan used to collect it. She had a cupboard with it all in.
Ah.
Most of it had got broken over the years.
Right, you're probably all screaming at me because I'm talking and going off track, Joe. But what I
Right.
have forgot to do, I forgot to put my tape along all the bottoms
Oh, Debbie,
as
what you
well.
like?
I know, terrible. So I am going to put it on, but what it means, so apologies for anyone, but it means when you put it across there, you're just going to have to be careful because there's nowhere to sort of burnish it in. So we're just going to be careful to put it across the tops. It's because I was talking and then not putting it where we needed it. So I'm going to go, as you cut that triangle, you'll see, then if you turn your cardstock round, it will fit perfectly along the next one. So just bring that across. Doesn't matter if it doesn't, if it comes a little bit off the side. It wouldn't have done if we'd laid it flat to do it. But the only reason it's doing that is because, oh, there we go, because I've not got it straight up against the crease. But it doesn't matter, all those workings will be hidden. So we're going to do around here. So hopefully you've got steady hands so you can just use it to go across each part. There we go. So I've made this look more complicated than what it is, Joe. But I think everyone will hopefully see that it's all good. It will all still come together.
Amazing. If anyone is falling behind or got any questions or anything like that, then remember you can pop them across to me, Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion over on YouTube, and I will pop those questions across to the lovely Deborah for you.
So all I'm going to do is I'm using my nails. You could, if you want to, just use your tool and just go across with your fingers just to try and burnish that in a little bit, because the better that's stuck to there, the easier your carrier sheet will come off, and also it will just sink into those fibres of your card. So then what we're going to do, so we've left these little flaps. If I turn out, you can see these little flaps have still got tape on. When we start to roll these over, those tapes will then stick to that edge. Okay, so we're going to now take off all these, all the backing. And Joe's right, that little tip, I'm going to prove that that works. So really good little tip.
Oh, that Ian gave us. He's clever, isn't he?
He's very clever, yes. Pop this on. So if you just have your kitchen towel at the top, look, it just takes the static
Right.
from you.
I don't know how you found out about that.
I said it a long time ago, Joe, actually, but you obviously missed it. But I'm glad that Ian gave you that same tip. But it is a good tip. It just takes the static and then you just wave it away and it'll all go in the bin. Right, then what we're going to do, always do your, hang on, let me get this right. Yes, always do your longer sides first. So we're just going to curl this round. It will go into, see these side bits, so you can actually put that side bit down and put your finger in to push that together. Hope that makes sense. Then on the other side, you've got that little tag just there. Push that down and that will naturally just form that frame on that side. And then on this one, we're going to do the same, because what you're doing is you're allowing that opening to go round and just press that down before we put those smaller bits in. So please let us know if you're having any sort of difficulty, and I'll try and explain it a little bit better or where you can see it. But it is just a case of moving them round, putting your finger in so that hides that piece. And then that way we can then put our frame down to where it goes. And it will naturally just fall in place. So I'm just holding it there, working that down a bit, and I'm just sort of rubbing it so it sort of grips to this bottom. And then do exactly the same thing, roll that round. And the good thing is, and I don't know why or how it works, Joe, but it just naturally finds its place. So popping that down. And then our next piece is these will definitely just naturally find that space round. So push it down. And if it doesn't, so like that one wasn't connecting, just push this top bit which got the sticky down, and it will just slot in. And can you see it just works perfectly? It doesn't want to stick. Oh, I've just stuck that where it shouldn't be now. Just take it away. Just going to fold it down that little bit more just to make that more square. There we go. And then again, do the same with the opposite side. And if it goes down a little bit more than you need to, just flip it back up, and then you can just watch where that natural positioning is to make that sort of shelf. There we go. And that is how you make the shadow boxes, and all of them work exactly the same way, Joe. So you get that perfect shadow box. I'm just going to turn that over, rub that down on the back. That way you'll know it won't come apart because we've used our strongest tape, which is the red liner tape, and that creates our shadow box, which is nice and
Glorious.
easy.
Do you want to take a pause there? Or do you want to keep going?
Yes, shall we do that?
I
Let's
think we
take a
should.
pause so everyone can get theirs
Should we
stuck
go and see
down.
how Lorna Jane's getting on?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Well, Lorna Jane, how's it all coming along?
Ah, perfect.
Gorgeous.
That in because I'm using a different size frame.
Amazing. It looks like you're doing...
I've been
bigger
fighting
one.
with these corners though that they're a wee bit fiddly to get out, the dies, but we're getting there. I've got 2 done.
Oh,
amazing. Sounds like you're doing a cracking job, Lorna Jane. We'll come back and speak to you again real soon. Any questions you've got, you can get them into me, Crafters TV, over on Facebook, Crafters Companion. If you are across on YouTube, of course, as well. Details are there along the bottom of your screen. Right, let's take a short pause there then, give you an opportunity to catch up, make sure you don't miss anything. Whilst you catch up, here's all the details of Club Inspire.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash.
Make light work of intricate and delicate die-cutting designs with the Pokey Tool from Crafters Companion. An absolute essential part of any paper crafter's kit, its precise tip has been designed to release the tiniest pieces to reveal your finished results with absolute precision. And to make sure your finished project is perfect, each Pokey Tool has a rubber tip protector, so there's no risk of damaging your die-cutting design or yourself. The Crafter's Companion Pokey Tool is such an essential craft item, we've included 2 in each set.
Quick Buy, get yours now. Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours. I'm all out of Zoom.
I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
There we are, everyone. I hope you've all got caught up. I'm just going to quickly recap the two collections that we're using on this craft along. So your shadow box collections, you get the 6x4 in here. You will also receive the 5x7, and you've then got the slimline in there too, which is awesome. So you've got that particular one, $96.99 or $108.50, and you can use that across literally all of your different crafting. What you've then got, of course, we will be focusing on these shortly, is the Sharon Callis, the new launch, in fact, from Sharon Callis, these gorgeous floral designs. So you've got the orchid in here, you also have the lily, you've then got your tea rose, you've got your champagne rose, and then the ranunculus as well. $99.99, $123.65. You get the two embossing folders, the two dies as well with that. Let me just take you through those. So you're getting those two gorgeous embossing folders in there. That really lovely geometric one, as well as your rose. And you will also get the two frame dies, and again you can use these with and away. They make a great mount for your floral designs, but perfect to use away from them also. Brilliant. And then of course all the papers that you need to go with it. You've got 180 sheets of the papers, each one of them individually designed to give you the perfect flower. So they really have that true likeness to them, which is awesome. Right, Debbie, I think if you are ready, everyone else seems to be.
Yes, absolutely. So let's get our cards together. What I have realised, I've done my one of my card pieces. We need to just alter it because we want this to fit inside our box. So we need to just trim this to 5 by 3 inches, I believe. Yes, 5 by 3. So I'm just going to bring in. So choose which one you want to use. So I'm going to use this one for the base of my card. So this one will be on the bottom. So that will be here. And this one I want inside. So can you see I did it to the width of my box, not the inside of my box. So what I am going to do is we're going to trim this, but I want it quite central. So the first thing I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a piece off each side because I am a girl who just loves to I'm going to just trim that and then down to 3 inches. I like things symmetrical. So trim that up, and that gives me my same balance each side. And then we're going to do this to 5 inches. So let's just take a little bit off at a time. Think we want it to 5 inches. So let's take a little bit off there and a little bit off the top there. That will do. So 5 inches by 3, and then that should fit quite snugly. So let's just take a sliver more. And do you know what, Joe? It's what I love about these craft alongs, because if I'm doing it, people are doing it as well, so we can get it the right measurements exactly. And if anyone's got any questions, they can then ask. So let's pop that to the side. So that fits beautifully inside our frame. So we're going to stick that one in. And what I haven't done, before we stick it in, I am just going to use that crushed velvet and just go round the edges onto here. Let's just use a scrap piece of card so I don't get any more mucky. In fact, I'm just going to do that on the edges here, and that will give me a nice border all the way round. So this
What is it
one,
about a border? Because we love to add them, don't we? It just
yeah, we do love to, and I think not only do they just add a little bit of interest and they're fun to use, they also do draw the eye into the centre. It just automatically makes your eyes look into the inside part of that, and it's just, when it's framed, it just looks nice, and it just looks more professional, to be honest, Joe. So
Amazing.
let's stick that onto the inside. Did I do it the wrong way? I was going to do it that side, weren't I? And I've done it that way now. Let's just do it that's matching. Doesn't matter, does it? So I've got the same one, same design, but it doesn't matter. A lot of this is going to be hidden, to be honest, but we're just having something nice in the background instead of plain. So pop that just down there. That's still on the wonk there. There we go. So that will go on our inside. You could use a photograph if you want to on this, Joe. Yeah, you haven't just got to be governed by using these elements. And then we're going to use this one on the bottom. Just looking, I think this one could do with a little trim on the bottom as well. So let's just trim this one down. I'm going to take about, so I'm going to trim that to 5.5. And I'm not going to worry about my ink around that edge because this one will go more towards the back. But what this will do is allow a white border all the way round there.
Can you attach the background before you fold the sides down? Asked Joanne.
Yes, you could do that. Yeah, absolutely. The thing with yes, so if you cut it to that size that we did it before, absolutely. If you want to frame it with your ink border, then you wouldn't get that ink border because it would be underneath. But actually, absolutely, you can do it that way. Right, so that's our main easel card, and then this piece, we're not going to do it just yet, but this is going to sit onto the top there, so that creates our easel card, okay? So the next thing we want to do, we want to create all those borders and corners around the edges. So we're going to bring these in, turn them upside down, and that's where we're going to bring in our dotty tape pen. That's the best thing to use for these. If you've got your intricate glue bottle, that's fine to use, but obviously, just for time, if we was to use that intricate nozzle all the way around there, it would take quite a lot of time, so your dotty tape pen is ideal. So we're just going to go down the sides actually I should have said that, just go down the sides, that's all we want, Joe. We don't want them, you don't need to put it into the middle because it's just a waste, and I'll show you why, because when you go to putting them on, we're not putting this on yet, when you put it on, can you see this middle bit hangs on the edge, so it doesn't matter that you've got glue on there, but you don't want to waste your glue. So we're just going to pop this on our edges, and I'm doing it sort of a couple of times just to make sure we've got plenty of dots, and that will stick beautifully. And then our fourth one onto that edge, and then we're going to do the same with these back pieces. So just making sure all our dots are adhered to those. In fact, we can start putting them on one by one. So now your actual guideline is your corners. They will just go beautifully into that corner. But look how nice they then look. That bit, there we go. Just give that a rub down. And then we can use our longer one. Just go over all that detail. And then that will line up beautifully to the next one. So they've been made to fit absolutely perfect. And it just gives you that professional look every single time. And just give that a rub down. And then our next one. Onto that bottom. And don't worry if you feel like, I mean, they should be perfect, but if you feel like your corners are overlapping, or you've sort of put your sides in a little bit more forcefully, don't worry about that, because we're using those corners and they're going to hide all those workings. So just pop in our last one down onto that last corner. So, and that's fits there.
That's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. And you can see, even though it's white, we've still got, because we've got that pure white underneath and we've got that sort of shine on the top, it just makes it look really effective. And then we can then put our corners on. Exactly the same, and this is where I mean, see, these are going to hide your complete workings now, so you wouldn't even notice that you had a join in them. So give that a rub down just to make sure they're adhered properly, because you don't want them falling off. And then you pop those onto each corner. And it's all this detail, Joe, in these dies that make them absolutely amazing. I mean, these are some of the best dies I think that we've done, because they've got so much in each pack. So whether you just cherry pick and go just for one size, you're going to just love every single one of them. On the side, and then our last one onto this side, just like so. And there we go. And you can see, so within an hour, we've completed our card and our shadow box. This is going to sit on top of here. And so, in fact, I think because we're going to use our hot glue gun, I think the best thing to do is to make our easel card. So what we are going to do, I'm going to use this, and because it's sort of, the box is very lightweight, but we're going to be putting flowers on there, I want to make sure that this is really glued well. So I am going to, in fact, I'm just going to use the red liner tape on there, and that way we know that will stay stuck. But you could use your tape pens, you could use your wet glue, whatever you choose. In fact, a wet glue might be better. Let's use our wet glue rather than faff around with our tape pen. So just to the ends. If you're using a wet glue, just make sure you can smudge the edges.
I always put too much on, I always put too much on and don't get it close enough to the edge.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And then choose which is the nicest bit of your box, which bit you might find. So your top piece is what you're going to see the most. I don't think there's any difference in either box of mine, so whether it's top or bottom. So I can put it everywhere. And you might have smudges on the back, so the top bit is going to be seen. And then all we're going to do with that, Joe, we're going to lower this on top of your card here. So that will create your full card. So we're still creating our 4x6 card, but what we are doing is I'm using a wet glue, so let's just have that stuck. There we go. So I'm just going to push that middle bit down so that sticks firmly. What we are doing is creating that 4x6 box card. I'm going to open that up just so I make sure that it's just that piece that's stuck down. Because it's a wet glue, just hold it for a few seconds longer. And then making sure that you've got none on this section here, because this is the bit you want the easel to form, and you want to make sure that it's completely stuck. So I think we're okay. And there you go. So that's actually created our beautiful easel before we start to decorate.
Amazing. So that's about the halfway point then, Debbie, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes. And then we can start making our flowers now, because they take a little bit of time from start to finish, and then putting all our decorations. We've got some stamping of a sentiment to do, and just decorating. So yeah, all good.
Awesome. Then if we're going to go and have a look at those flowers, let me recap then that Sharon Callis collection for you that you've got just here. So here you have them. You've got the orchid in here. You also have the lily. You have the tea rose, which is this one just here. Then there's the champagne rose, and finally this one is your ranunculus. You will get the peony included as well. We just have a board for that at the moment. And then what you get is a pad for each one of those particular flowers, and they are designed. This is the lily one, so you can see all the little spots that you normally get inside those lily petals are all replicated in here for you, and it is the same. Each one of the 6 pads is bespoke to the flower that you will be creating. The pads are available individually as well, so if you did want to go for extras of the pad, you're more than welcome to do that. They are available on their own. I believe they're $6.99 individually. Yeah, they are $6.99 individually. That's not what I wanted to show you. What I wanted to show you was what else you are getting in this glorious collection. You will then receive this. This is your floral embossing folder. Really lovely deep 3D emboss on these, and you'll get the geometric one in here too. and then 2 really nice big metal frames for you. So you've got the Pretty Posies, which is that one there, and you also have the Rose Bliss as well. All of that $99.99 or $123.65. Use your Club Inspire discount as well. Right, I want to give you a heads up on something else. Let's have a little look at the Pearl Paper Pad collection. This one just here, some of our gorgeous pearlescent papers. So you've got the Be Beautiful, the gnomes, and then you've also got 2 of our, I can't remember when we launched those ones, Debbie, can you? The other 2 are the, they're called something.
The bottom ones came out with our, rainbow.
Rainbow Pearl and the Paisley Pearl are the other 2 that you will get included there as well. $59.99, $70.99 with £15 saving, which is amazing. Any questions you've got, you can keep getting them into me, Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion over on YouTube as well. No questions though, Debbie, so I think everyone's pretty much good to go if you are.
Lovely, I've just had my sip of water. Keep me going for the next hour now. Right, flowers are my favourite thing in the world to do, which I absolutely love. Hopefully you've all got yours ready. If you don't have the Sharon Callis ones, then you can use any other ones and then maybe get them today and then you can watch the show back later on and craft with them. The first one we're going to be making is an orchid. So let's grab our dies out from the orchid pack. A great one to have, and you've got the pads to go with them, so you've just got to decide which ones to have. So I've done mine in a sort of lilac purple theme, so you can just choose whichever ones you want. So I've got a couple of loose ones there, or do I want something dark? I think a lot of mine are loose in here now. Let's just have a look through. I'm actually thinking I want a darker one. Let's go for this one here. So let's have that one, and then let's just use one of the greens that's loose. I've got a loose green one. Let's have, what is it, a couple there, I think, that have fallen out. Oh, they're 2 different ones. Which one should we use? Let's have the darker one. So that's the only difficulty, Joe, is choosing which ones you want to go for. So
and great that you've got lots of different colours in there, so you can get a different look and feel on each of those flowers.
Yeah, they are lovely. If I just show you, have a flick through so you can see them. You've got beautiful designs. Look at these. They're so lovely. These would just make lovely borders. They would make nice cardstock to stamp onto as well, which is actually, I don't know why I didn't do that in the craft along, because I think what we might do is, I'm quite liking, we'll pick one maybe afterwards, but I'm thinking this one too, we're going to use one of our tag dies out of Sarah's Beautiful Butterflies, and I'm thinking we could cut a tag out and stamp onto here and have an ombre tag as well.
Nice idea.
So yeah, I think we'll do that at the end. So just shows you when you start, even when you already do your craft along, you start then using other bits and bobs, and it just works really well. So with this one, I want to create my orchid. So we're going to pop that down there, but what I also want to do, I want to use this one because I think this would look nice with the buds, and what I want to do is cut it twice. So I'm going to cut it once in this one, and then I'm going to use the green as well, but we will use just these leaves. Now what I would say, as we go along, cut yourself out some leaves on each one, and then you can just use them to sort of design where you want to put them. You might not use all of them, but at least you have then the choice of what you're going to use. So let's pop a couple there, and then that should allow me room. Yes, in fact, let's do that first. Let's pop those 3 into place, and then we'll take them down. Okay, so just have those all on your green, so popping that just across, and let's run those through. So let's pop them onto our platform, and then we will run this one through as well. So right onto there, and there we go. And then run those ones through. So this will be creating your orchid. And like I say, when it comes to the composition of all your flowers and the arrangement of your leaves or your foliage, you'll have enough leaves to sort of be able to take some out, put some in, decide which ones you want, and also depending on your size. So Lorna Jane, she's gone for, it looks like she's doing a 5x7 one, Joe. So she might need a few more leaves to put in hers to sort of fill where she wants everything out. So that's this one, but what I also then want to do is we're going to cut this one out again, but out of this one here, because I want to have the tips in a different colour. So let's take this die out and those ones. Just pop that there and then run that through. If you're doing it just singular, your Gemini MIDI or Mini will be perfect. Just pop these through. Especially all your leaves, if you want to just have a go with just cutting loads of different foliage out, so you've got it in your stash. Keep a little box on the side on your, it's what I do at home. I just have a little box that's full of just flowers and leaves. That way, whenever I'm doing a project, I've always got something to put on them. So treat yourself to sort of an afternoon of just creating flowers and foliage.
Lovely.
And then you'll always have something. And then what we're going to do with these ones, Joe, is we're going to take those tips. So I'm going to cut them off. We're just going to do one at a time so we don't get confused where they are. So just take the tips off of that, and then we're going to paper piece them over the top onto here. So I've lost Gloria. I can't believe I've lost Gloria, Joe, which is terrible. But I am just going to use, let me just pop that onto there, and then we can just use our dots on the top. So we can do that all in one go. Just apply your dots to the top of those little flowers. And then, like I say, take them one by one. You can use some tweezers if you want to. Just place them over the top. So this is a nice, easy way of doing sort of your overlays in different colours. And then pop that one on. And because they're exactly the same size, you just can't go wrong by snipping them out at the bottom. And if you do it one by one, you're not going to lose where it is. Oh, got two there. Look, there's two on there. Let me do that.
Oh.
And then our last one. But look how different that now looks. And it looks like we've actually got the buds, starting buds, to our orchids. Isn't that pretty?
Really nice.
Beautiful. So that gives us that one. And then we've got our leaves here. Let's take those out. And always put them back on your carrier sheet. That's one of the things that I always tell people to do. And that way you can't go wrong. You'll always know where everything is. So that's our orchid and then our leaf. Right, so we don't need those bits anymore. We've got our leaves, so we should have two of those and that one. And unless you're really precious about your leaves, Joe, although Sharon's done us leaves that go with every flower, lots of flowers grow in the same place. So if you don't mind which leaves go to which, it's easy enough. And you can keep these as well. You can still use these with having the green. I just wanted to show you how easy it is just to create that really simple effect. But that looks amazing. I mean, and you wouldn't be able to see that you've paper pieced that on top. Right, so that's that. Then let's get to our orchid. So with this one, I'm going to bring in our mat. If you've got a sponge mat or even your stamping platform, I'm going to be bringing our stamping platform in with our die and one of our ball tools. We've got these on the website, so you will be able to find these. You've got the big ball tool, which I like to use because that's got then a nice small one on it as well. And if you literally just go from side to side and sort of in a curved moment, you'll find that it'll just give you that sort of curve. So I would do this with the biggest one first. Don't go in with your smaller one first. What this will do, it will break down the fibres of the card. And then you can then go in with your smaller one and really get a good curve in there without splitting the card. This actually just makes it really, oh, done it wrong there, John. So do it on one side first. And then you want to turn these over because these need to go the opposite way.
Ah, I see.
So just turn those and do the same on the other side. Just like so. So then when you turn them in together, so let's just break that down. Push that one in. So all I'm doing is just where that perforated line is, we're just going to push these in together. So they go in the same direction, so you can see. So when you curl them round, they'll all curl in the same place. And then we're going to take our liner tape. So I use the the 3mm earlier. This one is the 6mm, and it works exactly the same. It's just a little bit thicker at the bottom. But as I had it to hand, I thought I would use this. Don't feel like that you can't use what you've got in your stash. And if you have even just got the thicker one, you can put it on and then just double it over. So you can use all of the liner tapes. And then I'm just going to go in and just make sure we burnish that down. Then we're going to take our tape off of there. And where is my tweezers? So I'm using tweezers. We've got these perfect tweezers that come in our set where you push them together and they open up there. In fact, if I do it over there, you'll be able to see them better. So you just literally push in the middle and they open up, which is great because you can actually open them up, put them onto that end, and then you just quill them round. So you can see with this one, you're getting that stamen in the center. Then you're getting those little stamens, which are great. They just look really effective. And then that will come into your flower. So you don't have to, don't do this too tight. You just want to loosely, and I say loosely, let it naturally curl round. And then just, and if you need that little helping hand, you can just push those round until you get to the point where you can just pinch that in together. Okay, and then once you've done that, with all orchids you have these smaller, you have 3 smaller ones that just come out here, and then you have your larger 3 leaves that come out behind, and then you've got your little stamens in the middle there. So really cute, really lovely way to be able to create that flower.
Beautiful, aren't they?
It
Just
does
so
look
stunning.
amazing. Yeah, so good. Now when you're taking them out, don't just pull it out. What you want to do is get underneath here with your finger and thumb and just sort of give it a wiggle to take that out, and that will come away, but it won't take away the bottom. It will stay sort of quilled up, and that creates your first flower. Okay, so that's our first one done. So we're going to pop that to the side. So let's pop that there. In fact, we'll pop that on with our leaves, so we've got that one sorted out. Don't want to, there we go. Let me just make some room. Pop them all out there. There we go. Right, so that's our first flower done then, Joe. How are we doing for time? We're all good for time. Yeah, so our next one, so let's pop this in. I think what we do, should we get all our flowers cut and quilled together, then we'll have a break to let everyone catch up, and then we can start putting it all together.
Sounds like a great plan.
So our next one is our ranunculus. I think this is a lovely flower. This reminds me, if you keep going, Joe, it's almost like, do you know those like cabbage type flowers, which I don't know what they are. They could be a ranunculus, I'm not sure, but they look like those. They're sort of almost like, oh, just damaging our packet here. I'm sure this one was open, or maybe it wasn't. Maybe I've got a new one here. Let's try that. There we go. So let's take that one out. And again, we've got
with all the box fresh flowers. What's going on here?
Well, I don't know. I'm just wondering whether you've got
I've got all the open
packets.
ones, yeah.
Yeah, you could have. Because these are new, and I launched these, so I know I'd already opened them all. Yeah, and these are really stuck to the packet. So I'm just going to make sure that we just take that tape so it will stick back. I don't want to take that. There we go. Once it's up, it's fine then going back down and up again, but it's just getting that done. I love the leaves in this one. I think they're a great one to use. So let's take all these ones out. Oh, there we go. Just making sure we've done our orchid, and this is our ranunculus. Okay, and then we've got our pad for this. I've got some here, so I'm just thinking, this is out of this one. Yeah, I've got this one and our green one. Let's use those. In fact, I'm going to cut 2 different types of green ones out of this. So let's pop them together, because you can use 2 at a time to cut these out, and we're going to use our greens on here, and then we will use this one, which is our ranunculus. Actually, I'm thinking, I wonder, this one's a nice one to cut a tag out of, Joe. I might keep that one in mind, so I'm going to keep that to the side. All I keep thinking now is cutting a tag out. And then getting that sort of stamped.
They look like big maple leaves, aren't they, those ones in this
Yeah,
section?
they're nice, aren't they? Be lovely for your Thanksgiving cards, this
Yeah.
set. Really nice. The leaves in here are very autumnal, aren't they? Cut them out of different sort of variations. And
Autumn feels like it was a long time ago now, doesn't it?
It does actually. It's funny, isn't it?
I feel like we're just on the cusp of summer now.
I feel like we've been treated to some nice weather, and I'm hoping it's a sign of summer to come.
20 degrees on Saturday.
I know you were
Even
saying.
up here. Even up here, which is literally unheard of.
I have to put our Easter eggs in the fridge.
Oh yeah.
They'll melt. We don't want them melting.
Oh, we can't have melted Easter eggs.
Melting. If we were the Wizard of Oz there, wasn't even a bit of chocolate, it was a witch. Oh, it's gone underneath. We'll have to get our John to get that. Right. I lost a die when I think we might have been doing this. We were doing one collection and I lost a die and it literally disappeared. So, but John did find it at the end of the day. Right, let's take those leaves out. I mean, look, these leaves are astonishing, not astonishing. They actually give you all the line marks in them as well. So you get real realistic leaves there, which are amazing. And we're going to shaping them and how we can get different shapes with those. So let's pop those to the side. This one is for underneath your flower. So we'll show that. All we're going to do is move all these little sort of leaf parts up. And then we're going to use this on our flower at the end. Oh, I tell you what I do need to do, Joe, and I haven't done, so I'm just going to do it now. I'm just going to get my hot glue gun ready because we're going to use this to attach everything to. It's the quickest and easiest way, and glue gel, 3D glue gel will work. But actually, if you use your hot glue gel, it dries a lot quicker and stays in place. Right, so before we do that, we're going to obviously do this as well with our ball tool because you do have really sort of curved leaves here that you want to curve in. So all I'm going to do is give them that same, just using your ball tool, going round in that circular motion, and it just shapes them. Turn it over and do the same with the others. Onto each one of those petals.
Beth says they love this paper in this collection. Everyone's fascinated. There's very few comments at the moment. Everyone is engrossed, I think. Beth says my granddaughter had a succulent in her prom corsage. It really was beautiful.
Oh, so the succulent. Yeah, so Sharon done the succulent range, didn't she?
Aren't they prickly though, a lot of succulents?
Not paper ones.
Oh, of course.
She said what she's saying. She made them out of Sharon.
I thought she had an actual succulent on her corsage. So like a little, in a little pot. I was thinking, how would she have it? Yeah, like a little cactus on her. I was thinking, gosh, that sounds really dangerous. A paper one.
Yes.
Of course, a paper one.
And
Beth,
they do look very realistic. That's a me thing, Joe. That's the sort of thing that I would normally think of. Like, yeah, that's a bit prickly. Right, so I've just switched to my 3mm liner, red liner tape, because it's a better size for that bottom. So putting that along there, and then we're going to do exactly the same. With your ink pads, if you wanted to make these edges a bit darker, and we haven't touched on that, so let's just do that. I'm going to bring in that crushed velvet. If you just want a little bit of highlight, we can go in there and just put that on the ends. So don't feel like, because you've got these really lovely coloured pads, that you can't still enhance them with a little bit of ink, because you absolutely can.
Oh, apparently it was a real succulent. See, you all laughed at me. What sort of succulent was it though, Beth?
Also,
that's what I need to know.
succulents are like rubber, aren't they? They're like rubbery. Yeah, aloe vera.
Aloe vera's still got very spiky edges on the leaves.
Mm-hmm. Well, even the baby aloe. Right, where's my tweezers? It was a real one then. That's strange.
Yeah, how strange. Was it in soil? Was it not in soil?
We need more info.
Where's that layer plant?
So I'm just pinching this as we go round, because we're wanting to sort of get that circle. I've done it the wrong way, Joe. Aren't I silly?
Oh, you're
So I'm
such a
just going to
silly
have to,
Billy.
yeah, I'm such a silly Billy. So I'm just going to pinch them in myself. Yeah, I should have said that because what's happening is they're the opposite way circled round to where they're going. So they're going to all look like they're sticking out and we want them to come in. So I should have done the ball tool on the opposite side, not the inside, done it on the outside. But it's fine. These ones are okay. I think it was just one side I didn't do right. There we go. That's looking a little bit better. Oh no, maybe not. Well, I don't know. We're just getting a nice looking flower though anyway, Joe, so it doesn't matter, does it? So popping them all round. Tuck that last one in. Yeah, I did do it the right way, so ignore that. It was just the first few weren't curling in because they were smaller, but actually that's creating a really nice flower. But do you know what I want to do, Joe? I want to make this one a bit bigger, and I think because it's a craft along, we can do that. So we're going to stick that together and we're going to leave that on there. So although that's created a nice little flower, I'm going to show you how we can make that bigger because I think we can make it even nicer. So let's take that pad again, take that purple one, and let's just do another one. So using that same die, we're going to take that in and let's cut that out. Just going to pop that through on my Gemini Junior plates because we'll get that done in quicker time. So pop that onto there. Now obviously you don't have to, you can just leave them like I've just done, but I just want to show you how we can get a bigger one. So if you want to, just put another piece in, grab another piece of your cardstock out the book, and we're going to make exactly the same, but because we've left it on our tweezers or your quilling tool or your pokey tool, whatever you've done it with, you can add to that. So take that one off. Let's do exactly the same with that one. I'm going to just grab my ink applicator so we can just put that on those edges. And it doesn't matter that we've only got still smaller petals on one side. All they do is help pack out the flower.
So it was round, the succulent, we got to the bottom of it, it was rounded and it was in the middle with flowers all around it. Very unique. A corsage, is that the thing that you have on your wrist? Or yeah, there you are. Oh, I still can't quite get my head around it, but it sounds gorgeous.
It does sound gorgeous. Do we have pictures of the corsage?
Why ask me, Charlotte?
Ask for pictures,
Oh, I
Joe.
thought we couldn't get pictures today. We can get pictures. Oh, were you fibbing to me yesterday? Sorry? So when I said yesterday, oh, maybe we should do National Pet Day today then in that case. Seeing as we couldn't do it yesterday. That's what we'll do, yes, let's do that, yeah. Shall we? We'd like to see a picture of Beth's corsage, but I think seeing as we couldn't do Pet Day yesterday, we should do it today, don't you, Debbie?
Why not?
Oh, that's a brilliant idea. Send us pictures of your pets, cats, dogs, budgerigars, rabbits, lemurs, whatever you've got. Send them in to us.
Do you have a favourite?
Sorry?
Do you have a favourite animal, Joe?
An elephant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. studio@craftscompanion.co.uk is where you need to send them into. Should we put the email address up? All right, let's do that.
Absolutely.
Here it comes. There you are.
And actually, that will
Pictures of your pets, all your pets, any pets, because we didn't get to do it yesterday for National Pet Day.
And it will tie us into our over the edge characters later.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm sure we will get hundreds of pictures now as well, which I'm really looking forward to. In fact, send us multiple pictures of your pets if you want to.
I can't get this bit off, Joe. I need to burnish that in a little bit more, which is not like me. I normally can get these off, no problem whatsoever. There we go. And then all we're going to do, so still take it from your smallest petals to your large, and we're just going to carry on. So from where that piece stopped, we're then just going to quill this one going round. So there we go, just popping those in. And you can keep going until obviously you've sort of run out of being able to sort of pack it out a little bit more, but that gives you an even bigger flower. So you can see once you start pulling these out, look how beautiful that looks. It looks lovely actually with the ink on the edge.
Really nice with doubled up.
Yeah, really beautiful. So that creates that gorgeous flower. And then this piece will still fit on the end there. So let's just grab, hopefully my glue as, yes, we've got enough glue to just go around the edges there. And like I say, if you've not got a hot glue gun, you can use your glue gel. Just takes a little bit longer to dry, but we're going to pop that on to our edge, and that gives us that really realistic flower. Okay, that's our next one done, so we're going to pop that to the side. And then what else have we got left to do, Joe? Oh, we've got our rose, our tea rose, haven't we? So let's do that as well. Pop that on. Right, let's put up our, do my rule that I always say, put everything back on our carrier sheet so we're not going to lose anything. So that's all our leaves. We've got some more in there.
Lots of you going for this garden floral set in this show as well. Remember, the whole collection is available for you too. $99.99, $123.65. The 6 different flowers, the 6 pads in there, as well as the 2 embossing folders and the 2 lovely frame dies as well, which is brilliant. So make sure you snap that up. The same deal we offered when we launched it, which is fabulous.
Lost a leaf, Joe.
Sorry?
I've lost a leaf.
It's the one that went under the counter, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
Do you want
You're
me to get
right.
it?
No, that's fine. I'll just leave it out so we make sure I don't lose it. That's all. So let's pop that over to the side.
Leaf it out.
Leaf it out. You're funny. You're funny. Right, so I think this one, is this closed as well? What have we got here? So we've got our tea rose. Oh, and mountain peony, because there's some nice leaves in here for the mountain peony, which I want to use as well. So let's see. God, I've got all new ones here. I don't like opening a new product when I know that we've had product already opened. So for anyone that's wondering why I'm opening new stuff, it's because normally we have something for the pack shot, and then we have one for us to use. But I've got a feeling that the pack shot ones are the ones that are that we shouldn't be using maybe. But never mind. Right, this one's lovely, Joe. Look at the leaves on here. I think this has got a really nice pattern on it. The leaves are beautiful, and it's how your little tea roses would work.
Like a little baby rose, aren't they?
Yeah, and what they are is they give you a place to pinch. So you're supposed to sort of pinch these little leaves at the end. And again, the leaves in here, now we've got far too many leaves than what we need, but how I always think of it, it's better to have more than not enough, and try different ones out. So because you've got some nice little ones and sort of bigger ones, you might then find you might just want this long, taller one and take off these leaves, but you've got that option if you do them. So I'm going to bring in these leaves as well. I just want this one because this one's a great one to have. It just looks really lovely. So I'm going to use this one. And that one is off of our mountain peony. So this one I'm going to do slightly different colour. Let's get our pad in for the tea rose. Might have some here. Have I got a pinky one? Yeah, let's do this one. I love this one. Really pretty. So use this one, and let's just continue with, we've got some space on here. Rather than be wasteful, I'm just going to bring in that green on here. Or saying that though, and being wasteful, I want to cut out a few more. So, we can do them separate, and then we can have some different ones. So let's have these. And then
if anyone's got any questions, remember, get them into me, Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion over on YouTube. I'll get them popped across to the lovely Debbie. I think everyone seems to be keeping up just fine though, Debbie.
Fabulous. It's what we like to hear. That's the good thing with our craft alongs. They are at real time, so everyone can do it. I'm going to pop that there. That die seems a little bit, let's just bend that, because we can put one at the side and one on the other. Let's pop that there, and that one on there. There we go. And then send that through. Oh, let's move that all out the way. Cool, look at my counter, Joe. It's not like me, is it?
Oh,
got stuff everywhere. Right, so offer that into your machine, and then that's the last of our die cutting there. Actually, while we're die cutting, let's do our tag as well, and we'll pick one of our colours to do the tag. I might do 2 and then see how they come out, just so we get our die cutting out the way. How are we doing for time? Yeah, and then that way we can get everything done. So just while we've got that out, I'm going to just grab, so it was on your list, I'm grabbing the tags and tickets from Sarah's Vintage Butterfly.
Oh, I love these. I said these would be really good for, they're good for any collection.
I just love that. Yeah, I think these are the ones I have on the side. I don't put them I don't put them away in the box with all Sarah's signature because it's the one that I like to use the most of. And I'm going to take this big sort of square die here, which is going to take our tags. And I'm going to do it in. So let's take that beautiful purple one. I think that would be stunning. I think that would look really nice. We pop that. Yeah, so we can have an ombre effect. Actually, if I do it that way, we're getting the ombre effect in a different angle. Do I like that? Or no, I like it that way, Joe. So we're just going to pop it there. So let's cut that out as well. But also, didn't we have, there was a nice white one, wasn't there? That was this one. I'm going to do it on this one as well because I thought this one was really pretty. So, and I'll use all these papers, use them up with something else. But I think this is quite a nice one to show our differences with the papers. And let's just pop that.
Oh, this is a really lovely idea.
Yeah, and then that way we can use our stamp set, and you can use whatever stamp set you want. I've just grabbed my, and I don't use it very often, but it's the Knitwits Bloom with Grace collection, and they've got some really nice sentiments in there, and we've got the Just Sending Love Your Way, which I thought was a really nice sentiment. But you could use whatever sentiment stamp you've got, whatever die you want. It's the great thing with making projects like this, you use whatever you've got in your stash. But obviously if you want to copy completely and craft along completely, we do give you the list of everything you need. So that gives us our tags. I'm going to pop that back away so I don't lose that. So I bought these. There we go. Let's pop that on there. Oh, did you hear that?
Loads of you sending your pet pictures in. Charlotte's very excited. Keep them coming in. She said she wants to show more pet pictures than we've ever shown before.
Right, let's pop those aside. We've got our tags ready to go on so we can trial them out after, but they're looking beautiful. Look at them.
Really cute.
I love that. Really lovely. Right, pop them to the side. We've got all our die cuts. So we've done all our die cutting. We've got one more flower to make, and then we're going to start to complete our project. So let's just get everything out the way here. Take our pokey tool to get these pieces out. So we've got all our leaves, and then we can start constructing. So hopefully you're all having fun doing all of these. I'm just going to pop these back on my sheet so we don't lose any of those. And last one is our flowers. There we go. So I've kept them all nice and neat. And let's do this one. So this one's very clever. So I like to use my tweezers for this because what you want to do is you want to sort of, don't want a tweezer, sorry, pokey tool. You want to sort of bend half of it. So I like to sort of just using it, you're just going to bend over. Some people like to curl theirs over, but I like to have that sort of T-rose shape where you're just bending that corner. Can you see? So taking this piece underneath and just turning it round. And then when it comes to the end piece, when these then go together, I'm just checking that they'll all curl. Yep, so we want it the other way round now. So this piece will go the opposite way. So we want to bend that in. That's going to go this way to curl round.
Like
love the
hearts,
tones in here. Yeah, they're beautiful, aren't they? So lovely. They make such a cute little flower.
It's cute that it comes, cute that it makes such a full flower, because it looks like it's going to be a bit sparse, doesn't it, when it's on the
strange,
on the strip.
Mm-hmm. But because we've put, I love this, because we've put them on the wonk, on our paper, it means, so what I mean is like this, we've put it at the side, you've got almost that orange ombre going down one side and then a pink on the other, so you're going to get a really beautiful looking rose. And then pinch all that together so you can see we've got all of that coming in beautifully. And then we're going to go this. Oh, I know what I'm doing, Joe. It's because I've got it the other way. So I always curl from this side inwards.
Right.
But I'm actually curling the leaves as if I'm going from the right hand the left-hand side inwards. So I'm going to do it this way because I've curled it that way, although that's not naturally how my left and right-handedness would go, but it will work the same. So just in case anyone else has done it that way, we will stick to it. And the only reason you need to curl it from one certain way is because you need your smaller ones on the inside. Okay. Otherwise they're just going to be hidden. If we went from this side and curled them in, these small ones would just be behind at the back and wouldn't really show at all. So I'm just using my nail to burnish that along there, and then we can take our tape off. Just like so, and then we'll curl from this side first. So it doesn't matter where you curl from as long as you actually curl that point in from the smaller sections.
Perfect. Janet in Montana says our schools are closed for 2 days, awaiting a huge blizzard to arrive soon. That means I get to watch live instead of later. Beautiful work, Debbie.
Ah, lovely.
I hope you stay nice and warm. It's very chilly for this time of year, it feels, isn't it?
It is very chilly.
Feels like we're having a lot of extreme weather for, where are we? April, the middle of April almost, getting on for the middle of April.
Yeah, it is rather strange, especially as it's Easter soon. Mind you, I don't think we've been very lucky with Easters. We don't seem to, we normally go away for Easter, we're not going away this year, but I feel like we've never been that lucky with the weather for Easter. So I'm just going to curl these in a little bit more, so just pinching them and gathering them in to create that really pretty flower. And you can sort of fiddle about with it, put it how you want it. It's gonna look lovely. And actually this would be one that benefits from doing another one around. But I'm really conscious of time and we want to get our project done. So I'm going to leave my little flower like that. I quite like it. It's very nice and dainty. So we've got all our flowers in here. We've got our orchid, we've got our ranunculus, and we've got our little mountain rose. Then we've got all our different leaves here. We've got our little one that's coming up here. And we've got all of these. Now, these leaves can be shaped as well, which it's one of my favourite things to do, especially the leaves that come from the orchid, because I think these are beautiful and really realistic. And so what we're going to do with these is we're going to take our pokey tool and all we're going to do is hold the base but slightly over the leaf, and then we're just going to curl them, so you'll get a sort of complete curl round. Then you're going to hold it, turn it so you're holding your thumb underneath, and then you're just going to turn the ends the opposite way. Can you see? So we get that sort of swirliness, and it just gives it a swirliness. Is swirliness even a word?
Swirliness? I think so. It is a word now.
Swirliness. Yeah, and we're just going to do that on our leaves like so. So we're giving them a bit of shape. So they come naturally after a while. Once you've done that a bit, you'll see that you'll sort of start turning them and they'll just look lovely. On these types of leaves, we can do this exactly the same. So curl them, but then just turn those tips up. Can you see? So we're getting a completely different look. And then on this one, and don't worry, it doesn't matter, Joe, you do exactly the same, because remember, you're not going to see a lot of these stems, so actually, even if you just make them into two, you can just create sort of different ones. But I love just being able to create all these differences in our leaves. And also, leaves aren't flat, are they? They curl, they come off trees, they're different colours, so it's nice to be able to get that volume in them and intensity and depth. So just popping those and then curling these pieces up. So just curl them up one way and then curl them another way. There's no rights and wrongs to put in any shape into anything, but just make sure they don't lay flat. I say just make sure, it doesn't matter. If you want flat leaves,
you could have them if
I've
you
just
wanted.
pulled that top. Look, we just pulled that off. We might not use that
pulling
one.
them off, you're a nightmare, aren't you?
I'm just being a bit too forceful, I think. And then just turning those leaves up there. I love shaping
beautiful
these.
Selection of floral bits and bobs you've got there.
Yeah, really nice, aren't they? And this is what I'm saying. There's no rights and wrongs, Joe. We can absolutely. I mean, look at they're so realistic. I mean, they really are just a joy to work with. And then I'm just going to do the same with these ones. I'm going to leave this one green. I love this one. I think this is really beautiful. And we've probably got far too many to what we need, but I wanted to make sure no matter what ones you're creating with, what shadow boxes, you will be able to use them. So let's just move that to the side, bring in our shadow box.
Did you want to have a little break there, Debbie, or did you want to power through?
Yeah, shall we wait there? We were going to do that, wasn't we?
Do you want to have a slight break there? Yeah, let's have a quick break there.
Yeah,
a quick
absolutely.
pause. Any questions you've got, get them into me. Alistair's back. He's singing All the Leaves Are Brown and the Sky's Grey. Yes, thanks for that, Alistair. We've got pet pictures. Yay! Send more pet pictures in.
Oh, that is.
Look at those.
We needed a warning with that picture. That is cuteness overload.
So cute.
Oh, I want those kittens. I want those kittens. Oh, they're so beautiful.
Kim sent a picture of their dog in as well.
Oh, look. Oh,
that's a cute dog.
So
Look at it.
Oh, I love you sending your animal pictures.
Rebecca sent us a picture of a pussycat.
We couldn't have
Isn't it nice?
one change to the other there. We had snow in that one and then we've got a cat basket in the
Oh, look at this. Adorable. Rebecca White, that's gorgeous.
Oh,
Sharon
so
sent this
cute.
one in as well. Really, really lovely.
Oh, so nice.
So gorgeous. Really, really lovely.
Oh, I love pet pictures.
Yeah, send more in, please. Charlotte, can't wait. So, studio@craftscompanion.co.uk is where you need to send those into. Did we get a picture? We didn't get a picture of the succulent corsage, did we?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
No, don't think we did. No. Right then, Debbie, the final instalment.
Yay! Right, so while we've got that ticket, let's do a bit of stamping so we've got our sentiment. At least that way, I know we've got everything ready and then we've got plenty of time to put all this into place. So the sentiments that I'm using are from the Knitwits Bloom with Grace. Another one that's a really great one to not put away because there's some really lovely sentiments in there. So the one thing I'm always looking for, and I forget where they are, is a happy anniversary. And I love the sentiment in here because it's a really great one to use. But on this one, we're going to be using Sending Love Your Way. And that fits perfectly onto this one. So let's just take that out. And that will fit perfectly into the midsection of your stamp. I'm going to use this lilac one because I like the tone of this one with what we've got going on. So we're going to pop that into place. I'm lining this up on my lines of my board, making sure that that's central. So, and in fact, I want to do it the other way. I'm going to have it that way because I want my ribbon coming from the other direction. Pop that into place. So, and you're guided by those lines. Once you've got that into place, we will then use our magnets to put down. I'm just going to move it over just a tad to the end. There we go. And then we can just use our magnets so that we know that that won't move. Just down. Just checking that straight. Yep, there we go. So let's stamp that on. And that gives us our stamping. And like I say, don't worry you haven't got the right stamp or you're not using the same one as me. It really doesn't matter. Just use whichever one that you've got in your stash. I'm just going to use our black onto here. So I'm using our alcohol proof ink, but you can use any black stamp that you've got. So just stamping these on. And then we can just stamp down. The reason I like the stamping platform is if you do miss any section, you can go back in, but that's stamped beautifully. Look at that, first time, which is lovely. So that's our sentiment stamp done. Let's pop that to the side. And then all we need now is to put everything together. So let's bring that card in. On here, this one here, I'm going to find my little piece of, I've got a piece of ribbon somewhere, but do you think I know what I've done with it? It's disappeared. Ah, there it is. So let's just grab that. So you just want a little bit of coordinating ribbon. I've just got this sort of plum colour, and all I'm going to do is thread it through the base, just here. and then link it through. So I like to just loop it and then push all of that through into there, just like so. And that just gives me those little towels on the end. And then what I want to do is use our foam pads, because this is what's going to act as your stopper. So I'm going to put a couple onto here, just to hold all of this into place. There we go. So I'm going to actually put this on. So just take your backings off, and then this will act as your stopper. So have this where you want to make it sort of, you feel like it's going to stop naturally. You don't want it too far back because you want it to sort of tilt. And also you want to make sure that you've got enough room, enough weight that it's weighted down. So we're going to just pop that there and then push that down. So that creates our tag on there with that. That looks beautiful. That I'm glad we cut that out of there. The tag I used on the one that we did was a white one. So there we go. So that acts as our stopper there and gives us that. Then we can lay it flat and start positioning all our bits and pieces. So what I would say first of all is see where you sort of want them. So have a play around with where you want them. So we're going to put our orchid up the top. We're going to have some little bits here, I think, and in fact I think we're going to put, no, I like that one there, we'll pop this in the corner. So once I know where the placement of my flowers are going to be, it's then a case of popping these in, and I want these in before we start to put our flowers, because we want them to sort of be at the forefront and not behind. If you're using Collal 3D glue gel, you would have more movement, so if you pop that down you could change your minds, but when you're using a hot glue gun you just need to know exactly where they're going to go. So let's start first of all with a little bit of glue onto here, because what I want is these to come off the edge of here, so they're coming out, and I know that that's going to stick. Oh, we've stuck our leaf down already. Just pull that one off, and then so we'll have these darker leaves just coming from the bottom and the top there. So holding that into place just while that dries, but it's starting to give us a little bit more texture, and then we will do the same onto here. Let's have these at the side. And really it's basically just putting the leaves where you want them to go. I want that to stick onto that side, so we'll place a little bit of glue there. And onto there. There we go. And then we'll add some more. So this one is going to go onto here. And actually what I do want to do, Joe, I'm going to add a foam pad under that because I want it a bit higher. I did just have those foam pads right in front of me, there they are. So what I am going to do is we're going to pop that onto there. You won't see none of your workings, but we can use foam pads to make our flower a little bit higher. So we're going to pop that onto there. And then this one will come into here, but I want some leaves around there. So let's have some of these coming out of here. Going all quiet now because I'm concentrating.
Everyone's engrossed, I think, Debbie, by your floral box.
Floral box. That one into there.
And you've done this obviously with the papers from the collection, but if you did this with other papers, imagine doing it with some of your design papers from your signature collections.
It'd be beautiful, wouldn't it? Really, really lovely. We've got a new range to show you, haven't we? Are we doing that later?
Oh yeah,
because the papers on that would be beautiful with this as well.
Giving you a sneaky peek of the Hummingbird collection, which is launching tomorrow.
Yeah, which really is amazing. So let's go, do we want, yeah, let's do the 3 at the top there. And then we're going to pop these into here.
How do you know where to put these, Debbie, or when to stop?
Yeah, that's a good question. When to stop? Because I would just keep going and keep going. I sometimes think more is better, where a lot of people think less is more.
Okay.
So I think you just choose for yourself. You sort of get to the point where you just know you're either putting too much in or you need to sort of stop. And I don't want to fill too much, so I just know there's a few gaps that I want to fill. And actually, I'm thinking this, so I'm going to sort of take these bits apart, because I do think that we just need a couple of leaves to fill there, and then we need some just to come out of the bottom here. I do love this one, so I think we're going to pop that one in. And I'm going to do that so we've got some glue on the leaf to hold it down and just some on the bottom. And then pop that. And be very careful if you're using your glue gel, because it gets very, very hot. There we go. And then I think we'll have one coming round there as well. So I'm just going to take that off, pop some glue onto there. And then we can pop that coming around. And then I'm just going to put one more. I think it really only just needs a couple more at the side here. Oh, there we go. There's a darker one. I was thinking that needed a darker one. And lo and behold, there was a dark one. And I really want it. I'm going to use my tweezers just to pull that up, to pop that under there.
Who would you give this to, Debbie?
So I think a friend. I think it'd be a great wedding card, anniversary card. Yeah, anybody that loves their flowers and florals. And there we go. I'm quite liking that, Joe. So let's pop them to the side. We've put our sentiment on. We can pop that on and turn that round. And there we go. Look at that.
How beautiful is that? What
Look
a
how
gorgeous.
nice that tag looks underneath. It's lovely. But what I did do, and
nice.
I've realised we need to put that on some more. We need to put that. I need to put some more. I'm going to be very quickly, but just put another layer of foam pads on. It needs to be a little bit higher, because we've put a box on it and not just a regular card. So we want that to be held into place. And the way to do that is just to hire your foam pads underneath. You can do yours a bit neater than mine, and pop that one on. So just there, and you'll see what I mean when I do it. See, that's a lot higher now, but it means it's got a bigger step. So if I turn that round, it will then sit behind there much better. That's better.
Perfect.
Just like so.
What a really, really gorgeous craft along that was. Really fantastic. If you've crafted along with us this afternoon, we'd love to see pictures of yours as well. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk is where you need to send those into. We have lost the lovely Lorna Jane, unfortunately. We've got a few problems with Skype this afternoon. She's going to send us a picture, so we'll show a picture of that in the next hour. Remember, 2 different products that we used there. So first of all, those shadow boxes are available. So you got the 6x4 in that one there, and you've also got the 5x7 as well. So there's the 6x4, there's your 5x7, and you'll get the slim line in there too. They're the 3 different shadow boxes you can create with those. And then we also had those gorgeous Sharon Callis flowers here as well. So again, you'll see those. We had the orchid. You'll also get the lily in there, the tea rose, the champagne rose, the ranunculus. You will get the peony included as well, which I don't have a board for, as well as, of course, then all of the different paper pads that go with each of the individual flowers, all bespoke to the flowers. Then you've also got your embossing folders, both of those coming your way, and those beautiful metal frames as well that you're going to be able to use to put your collections together with. $79.99, $98.92 if you are a platinum member. Right, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back on the other side of this with Hunkydory. See you in a sec.
We've had had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash.
Make light work of intricate and delicate die-cutting designs with the Pokey Tool from Crafter's Companion. An absolute essential part of any paper crafter's kit, its precise tip has been designed to release the tiniest pieces to reveal your finished results with absolute precision. And to make sure your finished project is perfect, each Pokey Tool has a rubber tip protector, so there's no risk of damaging your die-cutting design or yourself. The Crafter's Companion Pokey Tool is such an essential craft item, we've included 2 in each set.
Quick Buy, get yours now.
Get yours now, absolutely do. Of course, we are back now for this final hour of this show, talking, of course, all things Hunkydory, and we couldn't talk all things Hunkydory without the Queen of Hunkydory herself. Anne-Marie's back. How are you, Anne-Marie? Did you have a delicious lunch, you know, slice of cake?
The lunch was awesome.
Wasn't it great?
Yeah, it was so good. And then me and Molly shared a cake. And then we decided that actually we needed another cake.
Okay, so you shared the cake as like a taster, really, and a amuse-bouche to the main event that was just actually a cake each.
Well, no, we went halves again. So we've had 2 halves.
Okay, I thought you then went for like, actually, you know, down with a half one.
We should have done, really. We should have
done. I think you should have done indeed.
Yeah.
We had a really busy show earlier. We are back with lots of incredible bits and bobs for you. What can we expect from this next hour? What are you going to tease us with?
We're going to do a fabulous demo with sporting silhouettes and one of those wonderful dies. We're going to go to our fairy blossoms as well. And we're also going to make something with our gorgeous stamps and brush markers. And we're going to use the Teddy Loves Deluxe Craft Pad. So cute.
Nice. Loads to come. Then let's kick things off with, in that case, if you watched the earlier show, I'd love to know what you went for, what you've ordered already. But let's kick things off with the sporting silhouettes, which are these just here. This really seems to sort of tick a box that's quite hard to get, masculine-themed cards, isn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately, they can be a little bit tricky. And then when you do come across them, they tend to be the same thing, you know, quite generic. But what we've got in here is lots of different sports, lots of different images. You've got 8 different toppers in here rather than the sort of 4 times 2 that we normally do. You know, swimming and cycling, a little bit different. We've got the tennis and the badminton. You're going to get all of your foil cardstock as well. So you're going to get 8 of your foiled and then you're going to get 8 of your printed as well. All adorable, scoreable, all absolutely gorgeous to work with. You can see that gorgeous sheen that it has on there as well. But obviously we can score this, we can fold it, we can use it for boxes, construction work, and you're not going to get any cracks in that ink.
Amazing. So we've got those firstly, and then the inserts. I mean, you could use, I always say the inserts could be outserts, couldn't they, with all the Hunkydory collections?
Yeah, you could use these absolutely anywhere. So in here, you're going to get inserts and you're also going to get double-sided papers. And as you can see, the images work so well with the toppers that we've just been looking at. You can use these on the outside, use them to line your envelopes, use them on the inside of your cards, use them as backing papers, anything.
And then these ones, these style of papers, not something you should do a lot of. You seem to have a few more of these days.
Yeah, we are. We're just giving you a little treat, something a bit different. So you've got your double-sided papers. You're going to get 2 of each, so you can see all the different designs that you get in there. And I love that we've got some more generic ones that aren't, you know, necessarily tied to one sport. You can use them throughout the collection.
Amazing. So there is your papers. We're not done there. Gosh, this really is a lot in this one, isn't there?
There
Get
is.
a lot of bang for your buck here, as they say.
You do indeed.
You've then got 144 pages in the little book, which is fabulous.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? This is great because you can make 144 cards with this if you want to. You can take them all out, make really quick cards. Maybe you need to batch make. Maybe you're making for like charities and things like that. Then this is ideal because you're going to get so many cards out of this.
Yeah, really fantastic. Great if you love to decoupage as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can
that sort of stuff, because
decoupage.
you get lots of great. Is it 6 of each of the designs?
You do, yeah. You can create some like pyramage and invitage as well if you wanted to with this.
Invitage and outage. I love it.
Innies and outage using your trimmer, yeah.
Nice, love
cool.
that. So there is that little book that's coming included as well. Definitely be going for those. Let me show you some of the samples of the things that you can create with those. We've got so many good bits on the show today. Just running out of room to put things. Just delightful cards, and I think, as you said, it definitely gives them a little bit of a modern edge, rather than it being sort of like quite painterly or richly coloured.
Yeah, it is quite funky, isn't it? But it's still going to appeal to all ages with this. You know, I know I could send that football one to my son, who's 8, or to my granddad, who's 78, I think.
Who's how old?
78, I think.
78. Okay.
So you know, you can really go between all the ages with this collection.
Yeah, absolutely, you can. There's a couple of extra bits that I know you're going to want to add into your basket with that. Very busy on this already, $31.99 or $46.25 there on that. So let's have a look now at the dies as well that go with these. Why is it a nice idea to have the dies as well then, Anne-Marie?
Well, your die, obviously with a die, it's a tool for life, isn't it? Once your paper collections run out, you've still got your dies to go back to, and you can still create that style of card, but using your own sort of creative flair. So you can colour these in as we've done there. You can really personalise it to a certain football team. There we've used that fabulous mirror card that we've got on the show. That's the Abstract Skies. It's just amazing. We've got the fisherman there that's a little bit Indiana Jones. You can maybe snip the fish out and it could be Indiana Jones in the right colours.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's quite
definitely.
Cool. You definitely could use it with or without.
Again, that mirror in the background there is from the Abstract Skies. It's a
Abstract
bit of a
Skies.
mouthful,
Have a
that
look
one.
at that. We'll see that hopefully in this show. You've then got this one here as well. I like this one. I think this is my favourite one.
Yeah, I like this. And obviously you can, again, snip that background out. You can cut away any elements that you want to. Or you can create really simple cards by cutting this into the front of a 4x4 card if you wanted to.
Yeah, really, really cool there, that one. An awesome, awesome card. Right, there's that. The other thing, do you know what? There's something else we didn't show you earlier with this as well. the acetate, which we didn't have a look at earlier. We've got acetate to match this collection as well, I see. Let me find a sheet of white cardstock.
Just turn one of the cardstocks over.
Sorry?
Turn one of the cardstocks over that you've got. You've got some there, yeah?
One of these
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Hey.
I get you now. I was like,
Any card.
I'll put it against an insert. There we are. Here is your acetate. Is this available on the show, or am I just completely going rogue? I think this is. Do you think this is on the show, Anne-Marie?
It should be on the show as an extra.
I think it is. Let's have a look. Right, we're trying to track it down. Well, let's hope you can buy it, because if you can't buy it now, I've shown it to
This
you.
is a sad time if you can't.
Sad time. I mean, this is a real. Here's what you could have had situation, isn't it? So you've got. I'll just show you the different designs that are in here.
So you've got 4 different designs, like 4 different sheets, and you're going to get 4 of each. But within each sheet, you've got 2 separate designs. Obviously, because we have
Yes.
8 different toppers, we wanted to bring you 8 different designs of your acetate. And quite often, you don't use more than an A5 in size. You know, it's quite a nice size to have.
Amazing, it really, really is. Oh, it's on the website. It is there. What are we calling it?
That's the one.
Hunkydory Sporting Silhouettes Luxury Foiled Acetate. It is available. It's over on the website. You might have to search for it in the search. Oh, here we go. It's what? LFA 196. It's £11.99 if you want to get your hands on that one. Sensational Sky says, do the sporting sentiments have one for Father's Day?
Oh, I wouldn't be able to say without looking through, but I would have thought so.
You would imagine so, wouldn't
Yeah.
you? You would imagine so indeed. Shall we go to Fairy Blossoms next? Oh, nice. Let's share this again with you. Again, you've really spoiled us today, Anne-Marie, with the size of these collections.
Oh yeah,
Some whoppers, isn't there?
The beasties, yeah.
Right, let's come back to these in just a moment then. Shall we have a look at that main collection first? Because it is absolutely gorgeous. So, again, I love the faces on these. I think it's quite cute.
So
They're like
cute.
very Disney princess almost,
Yeah,
aren't they?
definitely. They're very, very cute, but not too childlike that you can't send them to adults, but they're not too adult-like that you can't send them to children. You know, they're really good all-rounder. You're going to be able to send to absolutely anybody. I love that we've got sort of sunflowers, we've got little fruits in there. We've obviously got the toadstools and the little fairy houses. It's just adorable.
Yeah.
The colours are just so vibrant as well, perfect for, you know, sort of going springs into summer. It's just gorgeous.
Is this on, Inkme cardstock as well?
No, this is our Adorable Scoreable, but it's the matte-tastic version.
Ah.
So it's got that matte finish, which means that we can then add our inks, we can use our brush markers on here, we can embellish it further if we want to.
Nice, so you're going to get that included in there. That is your cardstock there. Then we've also got the inserts. Now, these are the inserts, aren't they?
Yeah,
Inserts
it's
and the
and papers pack as well, yeah.
Right, I'll show you these first, because these are beautiful.
love
Colours
them.
on these.
Oh, they're so
Vibrancy
beautiful.
is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah,
There you
absolutely gorgeous. I love the really bold floral patterns that we've got in here. You can be chopping these into borders, you can be fussy cutting some of those florals out, use it for matting and layering. Absolutely gorgeous.
Really, really lovely. Then you've got all of your different inserts within here. These, do they do this in the factory on purpose? Some of the inserts on the front are one way and then the other ones behind are the other way.
They just did it for you.
Do they do it for me? Have I got them? Is that right? Have I got them right now? No, I don't think I. I'll show you a few of them. I just dribbled on them as well, Anne-Marie, which is always a really hot look, isn't it? Really, really nice.
Beautiful.
I've been a bit of a dribbler this week, actually. I dribbled on myself the other day. No, this is the first time though I've dribbled on. You can see them on the other side there as we go through. First time I've dribbled on the product though. So there we are.
Okay, well, there's a first time for everything.
Sorry.
There's a first time for everything.
There is, isn't there?
Dribbling on products.
I'll have a little look at those after we've been through them. Then the concept cards as well. I know you made some of these earlier for us. Let me just grab some of those samples so you can have a little look at these. But these are adorable.
So cute, isn't it?
So
really
let's just
beautiful.
flip
So
that
you're
over.
going to get everything that you need in there to create. Oh my goodness.
What is wrong with me today?
He's dribbling all over the product. He's breaking the finished samples.
There we go. Honestly, get Ben back. Where is he?
He's living it up in Iron Apple.
Sorry? Iron Apple? Is he actually in Iron Apple?
I don't know.
Was that a joke?
Isn't he?
Oh, I think he's in Pathos. Don't worry, you'll be all right. And you then can see that concept. Do you know how many this makes here, Anne-Marie?
8 in total.
of
Yeah,
those,
4 different
brilliant.
designs, 2 of each.
Amazing. So you've got 8 of those included in there, which is brilliant. So snap those up. And I need a short change you. And you've, of course, got the little book.
Oh, you do indeed. So this is your 5x5 square little book. So great for making those little square cards, decoupaging these elements, fussy cutting some of those fairies out, some of the detail in there. You're going to be able to make stunning cards.
Yeah, really, really cute. Really nice little box frames as well. Maybe little home decor box frames.
Yeah,
and stuff like
super
that. I think
cute.
would look
Yeah, for
beautiful.
children's bedrooms and things, that'd be lovely.
Sorry?
For children's bedrooms and things like that, like in little frames.
Yeah,
they look
really
cute.
nice. So you've got all of that coming your way in there, which is amazing. So that is those. Now, there's a couple of other stamp items that you might want to go for with this. Sort of running out of room, aren't I? This here, for the love of stamps. So 3 stamps then, coordinated. How would you use these alongside the collection?
So
Anne-Marie?
I would use these to create like a topper. So I would stamp them onto some white cardstock, colour them in, and then maybe matte and layer them with some of the products out of the main collection, some of the cardstock, some of the papers, or something like that. You could maybe stamp it onto one of your inserts, you know, that's sort of a muted sort of design, and then colour her in if you wanted to. But they're just so beautiful, quite large stamps. They're A6 in size, but there's so much detail in there for you to get colouring in.
Yeah, really nice those ones. £16, $23.29 if you want to get your hands on those. Patty's happy to see you back, Joe. You were greatly missed. Thank you, Patty. Anne says it's not just for you, Joe. They all come that way, the inserts. There you are. Just to keep us on our toes, Anne-Marie, isn't it? Just make sure we're paying attention.
It is.
Any questions you've got about any of the Hunkydory ranges, get them into me. But where would you like to kick things off with the demos then, Anne-Marie?
Okay, so we're going to use the Sporting Silhouettes collection, and we're going to use one of the dyes. We're going to use the football dye here. So what I've done is I've taken some of the black mirror that we have on the show, and I'm just going to line my dye up on here. So your dye isn't exactly square because obviously it's got the sort of grass along the bottom of the edge there. So lining up the 3 edges so that I know that it's nice and sort of even there. We're going to pop that through the MIDI. Let me just pop that there. Let me bring it in because it's all the way over there. We're just going to run this through. Oh my goodness, what was that?
It's all right. I think it was an explosion in the gallery there. I'm not sure what happened. Oh no, it's Molly sneezing, don't worry.
Just a little sneeze.
Yeah.
Just a little one. Okay. So then we can bring this out here, and you can see already how well this is cut because everything is just dropping out. So just take the dye off there, push these bits and pieces through. I'm just going to get my dye brush just to get those bits of the football net in the background pushed out there. Absolutely fantastic quality once this is cut. It's just amazing. And just getting those little tiny details in there. Let's make sure we've got all of those. I think that's everything there. And then we can start putting this card together. So what I've already done as well is I've taken some of the foil cardstock, which is, it has like some sky on, and that's just going to sort of go behind our footballers there. And then we're just going to matte and layer this using some of the double-sided papers. So let's get this stuck onto here first of all. So I'm going to pop some of our strips onto here when I find them. What have I done with them? We'll use these ones. So I'm just going to trim some of these up first and then add them to the edges of this frame. So the size of this frame is determined by you. So when you actually cut your piece of cardstock to put your die into, however chunky or however thin you want this frame to be, that's when you sort of decide. So pop those onto there. I'm going to put one along the bottom edge here, and then I'm just going to pop some within the actual die itself. I've just got a few bits and pieces that haven't come out yet there. Because obviously there's quite a bit of chunky space in the middle, so we can just make sure that the die is nice and secure onto our background. Just grab a bit on this guy as well. I think the strips are on the website because these are ideal for sort of going in and around bits and pieces because you can bend them and shape them into the areas. There we go. Just taking all these off.
Should I say, I love that silhouette collection. I've not used it yet. Well, if you've got it, you must use it.
You must use it. They'll be crying if you don't use them.
You can't make beautiful things if you leave it in the drawer, can you?
No, they'll be most upset. Okay, so we're just going to add that onto there. So we've got that fabulous sky in the background there. And then I've got a, let me just double check, 6x6 card blank. We're going to use the football papers onto here. So let's pop this straight onto here. I'm not going to do any matting and layering with this piece. And I love that they're double-sided and you get 2 of each. So no side is unused. You can use both sides equally. So we'll add this straight onto the card blank. So just lining up your two sides and then popping that down. And then these two are going to go in the centre. So this, we're going to use the back of the footballs.
Nice to know that the double-sided ones are great when they coordinate with each other but are not the same. You just haven't got to think then, have you, about what goes with what?
Yeah, you can just flip it over. You can cut them all in half and, you know, flip them over and use them together for matting and layering like this. And they're just perfect. So that's just going to go into a little bit more of our black. And then I think we're going to go a bit jaunty. So we're going to go with our strips onto here and go a bit sideways like that, and then pop some strips onto here. Oops. And also put this a little bit sideways. And I didn't bring a sentiment, unfortunately, so we're just going to have to leave our footy boys like that. We have gone a bit jaunty. We're going to pop an insert on the inside so you can see how well this coordinates with our die there as well. It's not exact match, but it coordinates pretty well. So let's pop this in here. Again, just using a little bit of double-sided. And it'll just finish off our card there. Again, just tying in those footballs. That sky, and obviously those lads.
Cute.
There
the
we
lads.
go.
Lads. I love that. Really, really cool card. And again, something you could give, as you said, to all ages, which is
definitely
really fantastic. Well, if you're going for this, remember, make sure you're adding the dies in there. So that's the details for the sporting silhouettes there. I'll give you the details for the dies as well. And the dies are £27.97 or £40.49. Don't worry, Prince Joe, male B-days coming in May, so they will be used. Male birthdays. Shadai says, love that silhouette collection. I just read that one, didn't I? Who else we got here? Yolanda says, nice card. Let me then share with you. Let's go through and have a little look at these, our brush markers, which is brilliant. So, water-based, as we discovered earlier, and a really great starting point, the original collection for you. So you've got the Blue Lagoon in here. You will also get the Heavenly Sunset, love that. This one here is your Berry Burst, and you've got the Forest Walk in there also. So a really great selection there for you. What you're also going to get is the handbook. So these should be £15 each for the markers. You have got three, you're paying for 3 sets essentially. We'll give you a set for free, and we're including that handbook in there, which is going to give you all the information you need on creating lots of different fabulous projects and lots of different types of colouring. I think if you are looking to start a great colouring journey, this is going to do that for you, which is brilliant. So we've got that available, £47.99, £69.98 for that one. The other thing I want to share with you, these do work really well with the 2 lots of For the Love of Stamps we've got on the show. First one up is a sentiment collection, which is this one here. They're nice, these sentiments, Anne-Marie, because they're just fun, aren't they, still?
Yeah.
And I think they really lend themselves to maybe more modern card styles.
Yeah, definitely. And they're great to just add on, to any sort of collection that you're working with. We could have used the congratulations one on that die we've just used for, maybe your grandson's just got onto a new football team or something. You can do so much with them. Combine them with all of your collections that you've already got, but just really fun, a little bit different there with the neighbour as well. I really like that we've brought in some different ones.
Really, really cool. Some more unusual ones to know, as you say. So they are all of your sentiments that you've got in there. They are 2 separate stamps in most of those as well, I should add. £41.39 or £59.99 if you want to get your hold of those ones. Then what we have is these ones just here. Now, all the elements, of course, these match perfectly, do they, Anne-Marie, with all those sentiments we've seen?
They do, yeah. So for every sort of element, you have a sentiment to match, yeah. So obviously that stalk's for our new baby. That can be for any sort of congratulations one. Your feathers could be maybe sympathy, thinking of you. Good luck with four-leaf clover. Obviously get well soon. Again, another sympathy sort of blessings one there. We've got the new home.
My favourite one, I think, is this one, the just married one. I think
so
it's
cool,
super cool, isn't it? And then you've also got this one here as well. 31.90, 46.29. If you want to get your hands on those ones. Right. Next up, we have these. This is your Forever Florals deluxe card pad. There's 3 different card pads. I always describe these as like a half a collection.
Yeah,
so you can have more collections if you're unsure what you're after.
Yeah, absolutely. So in here you get in your 4 toppers, 4 foil card, 4 printed card, and I think it's 8.
But it feels like the same weight as a full collection.
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So your toppers are 300 GSM, your cardstock's 350 GSM. It's all adorable scoreable. This one is printed onto our Matte-tastic again, because it's got that sort of vintage sort of feel to it. The True Blue again is also Matte-tastic. This one is lovely. The colours
really
are
scrummy, isn't it?
Gorgeous. You've got quite a few sort of Mother's Day sentiments featured in this one as well. So if you're making in the US for Mother's Day, then this has got you covered.
Really gorgeous. And then you'll also get this one, which is one I believe we're going to have a little look at.
He's
one
so cute.
Favourite items of the day. This is our Teddy Loves that we've got here.
Look how
I know
cute he
it was
is.
so popular when we brought it to you as a full collection, so no surprise now that it's very popular in the craft pad as well. You're buying 2 and getting 1 free there. So you think pay for 1, you'll get 1. Pay for 2, you'll get 3. I know what I'd be doing.
Yep, same.
I'd be paying for 2 and getting 3. 19.18, 27.91 for platinum members. Right, what would you like to share with us on this then, Anne-Marie?
Okay, so we're going to use Teddy Loves because it's just so cute, and we're using the little girl. So you do have a male and a female teddy in your sets, and the whole idea behind Teddy Loves was Teddy loves cake, Teddy loves gardening, Teddy loves relaxing. So there's lots and lots of different sort of things that the teddies are doing. So what we've got here is we've got a nice large 8x8 card, and we're going to use this cardstock with her sat on a little gift with her balloon. She's just so adorable. We're going to pop this on to here, and this is actually going to go on the inside of our card, okay, rather than the outside. So again, just lining up that mirror so you get that lovely border. You can obviously chop the middle out of your mirror if you want to. Don't feel like you have to use the whole sheet. You can take the middles
Showing
out.
off using the whole sheet.
I know, it's very extravagant, isn't it?
I can't believe you've got caught talk back now after how many years of resisting
Oh,
it?
forever.
Was it 12 years?
It's longer than that.
Is it?
Yeah, longer than that. I know.
Anne-Marie just never had it. She just couldn't stand listening to the gallery waffle on.
Or the waffle.
Or the waffle.
Or the waffle.
No, you just didn't enjoy it, did you say? You just didn't like it?
I didn't feel like it was necessary, and then it sort of became necessary recently. Particularly our first show on Hobby Maker,
Right.
on launch day, it was a little bit chaotic.
Right.
And I was like, if I don't have talkback, I'm actually going to have no idea what we're doing.
Okay,
so I thought,
excellent.
no, I think
So,
we need it.
There you go, forced into it.
Forced
Gang-handed
into it.
she was.
Forced into it.
Man-handled into it.
So we've got this section on the inside, and then this is going to go on the front, and you have these 2 borders featured on there, but they're like opposite ends of the cardstock. So I've trimmed this one off so I can pop it on this side as well. And I'm just going to line that up so it just goes along the edge of that strip of cardstock, and then that is going to sit in the middle here, well, to the side, because this is going to actually become the front of our card, and we're going to cut away the rest. So I'm going to stick this on first. So just sort of popping this in place and making sure I've still got space at the side of my topper, because obviously if I put this too far over, my topper's not going to fit. So just making sure that that is going to sit nicely there. Just
matches my jumper, this card,
it does,
apparently.
doesn't it? It's very cute. We could pop some little polka dots on you. It'd be absolutely matching. And then just using our craft knife, we're just going to trim away the front of that cardstock there. Just flip this around and do the same on this edge. There we go. And then open these 2 out. And then
this is cute.
Just cut away here as well. It's super cute, isn't it? I love how she's just so cute on that little present. She's gorgeous. And then we're going to pop this on to here now. And then we've got a couple of different sentiments that we're going to add as well. So this one, what I'm going to do is I want to sort of tuck this in to the side here. Now I want to use all the frames here, so we've got that topper, we've got that inner frame, and we've got that outer frame, but I'm actually going to just use all three together, and I'm just going to secure that sentiment just in the side there, like that. Just pop a little bit of tape down that edge so that's sort of in place, and then I'm going to pop that on there with some foam pads. So what I'm going to do here is, I only want foam pads in the middle, so I'm going to just flip it over like that so that I know I can put foam pads straight down the middle here, because I can see where that needs to stick. And then when we take these off, we can just go back that way, knowing that those foam pads are exactly where we need them to be in the center. And then just add one for our little sentiment here, which we're going to add.
I think the thing that struck me about these cards that you do is the speed at which they come together. You know, it's so fast.
I know, it is so quick, isn't it? So yeah, perfect for speed crafting. If you've got something to do, you know, someone turns up and you're like, oh, it's my auntie's birthday today. Have you got a card? And you're like, you know, you can quickly craft one of these up for sure. We're going to add our inserts to the reverse now, because obviously we've got that design on the inside at the front. So still to give us somewhere to write our message, we're going to pop our insert on the back. And I've just trimmed that down so it will fit onto there. Oops. And then we can just stand that up. And just the way that sort of stands there, it just gives you a little bit of a different look with the little bear on the inside and on the outside.
Adorable, absolutely adorable, it really is. Let me take you through then 3 different sets of the luxury craft pads. Have I got that right? Luxury craft pad, Anne-Marie? Deluxe craft pad. There we are. So you've got your Forever Florals, the Rose, the True Blue, and the Teddy Love. So for less than £24, less than just over £19 for a Platinum member, you get to try 3 of the most popular Hunkydory card making kits, which I think is a brilliant, brilliant way to go. We're going to look at the Fairy Blossom next, which is this one just here. So let's have a little look. Again, beautiful inspiration sheet on there. So lots of different ideas about how you might want to put these together. We've also then got as well all of your different designs. So 8 topper sheets, 4 designs, 2 of each in here. So like standard Hunkydory collections. Really gorgeous. I love how, Anne-Marie, as well, you use every single bit of available space on the pad. There is nothing, is there, left? No bits left untouched. We then have all of your design, your cardstock, design cardstock. Again, beautiful quality, 350 GSM, which is wonderful on that matte-tastic adorable scoreable. So you're going to get that in there. You then will get these, which are the papers, which I absolutely adore. I think these are really lovely. Nice, bright, vibrant colours. Going to work with the main collection or away from the main collection, so you've definitely got options when it comes to using these. Then you've also got the insert. I've got them around the right way now, Anne-Marie, you'll be pleased to know.
Oh, you're a good egg.
And I call off the search party. So here they are. Again, all of the different designs that you can see in there you're getting. You're going to be able to use these on the outside or the inside of your cards. It's completely up to you. I just love the sort of more muted imagery that you get from the inserts. You've got that one. Then you've also got in here your concepts, your card concepts. I'll just share with you what that looks like. So you've got the actual main element of the concepts and then all the decoupage elements too. They're coming in there. And that makes these. Let me just share that with you. This really, you're going to be able to make 8 of these as well in this particular collection. And that is that gorgeous concept that you've got just there. Then, oh, I nearly broke it again. Then what we've got is, I know we're not done. You even get the envelopes for the concepts too, which is excellent. And you've also then got all of the 144 pages of the little book. Value again is off the chart here. $39.96 is what you are looking at. I'm going to show you a few samples, and then I want to just share with you a few of the other bits that we've got in this collection as well. So let me just share these with you. Again, very pretty, like unashamedly pretty. You know, sometimes you do pretty and it has a bit of a different theme to it. With this is like, you know, sort of bubblegum pink kind of pretty, isn't it? It's unashamedly pretty and girly and gorgeous, and again lots of different things that you can do with these, as you can see in all the samples just here, which is brilliant. Oh, I love that concept. What's that one? Oh, that's really cool. Sort of a card blank that's been used and doubled over. I was trying to pull it that way for a second, I don't know why. I'll try not to break any more of the samples.
Yeah, please don't.
No, so there's all of your gorgeous samples of what you can make from it. Let me just grab the other items that I think you might want to go for with these, because we also have the dies available. Now these, let's move that over there. These are awesome. So these are just like you kind of building your own fairy. It's like custom fairy.
Yeah, so you could cut these out of plain white cardstock and colour them in. You could cut them out of the Matastic that we've got on the show that coordinates, because there's sort of skin colours in there, and there's like pinks and oranges and yellows and things for the outfits. You could cut the dresses out of the floral papers or something like that, and put them together that way. There's so many different ways you can use them, but you can put your own little fairies together. You've got different heads, different bodies and different wings to build your own fairies.
Amazing. We then have the MDF pieces available for you too, which will work really well with this. Were you saying there's 4 different styles in here, Anne-Marie?
So you've got your fairy, you've got your flower, and you've got 2 different types of toadstools.
There we go. So there is your fairy, just there, as you can see. Absolutely gorgeous little character. You've got the flower in there, and then you've got 2 different types of toadstool. You've got a larger toadstool. Oh, I've got a bit of MDF left in my toadstool, there we are. Or you've got, I know, honestly, it's a something. You've then got the small toadstool in there as well. $9.99 if you want to go for those, or $14.49. You get loads in there as well.
You get, I think it's 60 in total, so 15 of each, yeah.
Yeah, really, really cool. In they go. The other thing that we've got as well is this. It's the Fairy Blossoms, a ribbon and twine selection. Gorgeous, Debbie, you'd love this. All the ribbon, all the twine in all the colours.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? I love that we've got different coloured twine, because usually you get the sort of like green one that you use in the garden, you get maybe a natural, but in here you've got pink, you've got blue, you've got orange. It's absolutely gorgeous.
I'm going to open it up and show you the twine, because I just need you to see it.
Oh, it's fab, isn't it?
Look at that.
You could be maybe braiding this and using it as embellishments, use it for little bows, use it on tags, absolutely anything at all.
Absolutely gorgeous, really, really is. So grab a hold of that, your ribbon and twine. And then we do have some extra stamps that you can go for in this collection too. I'll just grab those. So much stuff on the show. These are those 3 different stamp sets that you've got there as well. So you can see you've got your Fairy Magic, Fairy Sparkle, and the Fairy Wishes as well. $12.80 or $18.63 if you want to go for those. What have you got to share with us on this one, Anne-Marie?
Okay, so we're going to use the little book from the Fairy Blossoms. We're going to use some of our coordinating adorable scoreable that's in there as well. But we're going to do a little bit of layering on here first. So the very first layer that we're going to do on our topper is this fairy here. But what I'm going to do is cut away behind her. So I've already done the sort of really fussy cutting around the actual fairy itself, and then we're just going to cut along the edges of this border so that we can pull out these bits and pieces. And I really like the borders on here because it just gives you the option to do things like this. It creates easy dimensions. So that very first layer of your decoupage could be this. You can do so much with it. It's just fabulous. I love it. So just pulling away this piece here, just making sure I don't pull her arm off. Just make sure it's all cut through at the back. There we go. And that part there. And then just going around the other side now. So we're creating almost like a floating topper with this one, because we're going to use this as our whole layer.
Did you hear the, oh no.
Scatter.
Yeah, I've got to try and bend down and pick these up now. It was the MDF.
It's the MDF.
Yeah. Luckily only 4 pieces though, right. It could have been the whole bag. It was very close. Could have been worse than an oh no. If it had been the whole bag, it might have been an oh to something else. Oh. I wasn't going to actually say something rude, was I? No! It might have been something worse than oh no is all I was saying. There we are. Oh, John's found my fairy. Thanks, John. Do you want to pop my fairy in the bag for me? There you are. Make a wish. In it goes. You just missed him. What did you wish for? If you wish for more wishes, it doesn't count. What did you wish for? I don't want to know, apparently. There you are.
Okay, so we've added that first layer of our decoupage onto some acetate, so it gives it a bit of stability because we're going to turn her into an easel card eventually, so she does need a little bit more stability on the back there. And then I have got another layer here, which is where we've taken the wings off the background, and then we've just got this final layer to do here, which is going to be just sort of her top half without her legs, if you will. So let me just pull these bits and pieces away. Again, just going in and around, sort of around her neck, round her hair.
I mean, there could be a decapitation here if you're not very precise. I trust you, Anne-Marie, implicitly with a craft knife.
I'm not going to decapitate her. There we go. I've not even cut a strand of her hair off. There we go. And then just around the top there. Obviously, we're losing that wing, so we don't need to worry about coming that way. And then just going around here. And I think that should be all of that bit. So then that's going to sit on top of there because that's just creating a little bit more dimension. So let's build her up. I'm just going to grab one of my embossing tools so I can just give her just a little bit of shaping. So just so that when we pop her on there, she's a little bit more shaped. Let's get some of our skinny strips to put her in place. Just trimming those down where we need to. Oops.
She looks like she's in flight, doesn't she?
She doesn't.
Wonder where she'd be flying
so
to.
Cute.
Ayia Napa, apparently, according to Molly.
Is that where she's off to?
Yeah.
I mean, she looks ready, you know. She's got a little summer dress on.
Sorry?
She looks ready. She's got a little summer dress on.
Yeah, she's going out. She's not going
And
out.
her hair done.
Yeah, properly out.
No.
No. Out. I wish I was half as good as Anne-Marie is with a craft knife, says our social media superstar.
Get practicing.
Rachel, I'm
That's
so
all it
sorry, I keep
is.
forgetting who's on the socials. It is Rachel.
Just have a little practice. That's all you need to do.
Treasure Heart.
Uh-huh.
Treasure Heart says they can't wait to receive these adorable fairies. Not long now, I'm sure.
So cute. Okay, we're going to make an easel card here. So I'm going to grab my scoreboard. Let's just pop her out of the way. And we are going to score this in half. It's already scored at the halfway point there because it's a 5x5 card blank. I'm just going to score it 2.5 to give us that sort of section there. And then we're going to cut away the middle here. So I'm just going to double check what measurement that is. So I'm going to go all the way around now, the front of here. Is that right? Let me check. No, there we go. So I'm going sort of 3/4 of an inch all the way around the front of this card blank. So
this
because
paper
obviously
trim is perfect for this.
It
We haven't got
is,
it on the
yeah.
show today.
Have we not?
Do you know what we have got on the show today, though, and I haven't seen one before, is the mixed media mat.
Oh, have you?
Ooh.
This is good. Great for using with your brush markers.
Ah. It looks like a paddling pool for your crafts.
A little bit, yeah. I can see that. Paddling pool for your crafts.
It does, doesn't it?
Okay, so we created this sort of easel section here, and our fairy is going to go onto this part. So we're going to add a little bit of mirri onto here as well. So that's just going to fit-ish to our fit-ish onto the bottom of here. It's not perfect, but it's going to have to do.
Not perfect.
No, it's not.
Not perfect.
No.
Okay.
But if I don't look at it ever again, I'll be fine. Because the Virgo in me can't deal with this, not being perfect. But it's fine. So tape on there, and then that's going to sit. So it gives us a little bit of a border all the way around the sides. There we go. I could have just cut those little bits out on the inside, and it wouldn't have bothered me so much. I'm going to see if I can get in now, because that is really going to bug me. Sorry, guys. I've got that one. There we go. That's better. Yeah.
There you are.
Spot on now. It's perfect now.
Yeah, there you are. That's a good bit of surgery there.
It was a little, wasn't it? Okay. So then that is going to go onto the front of here. So that mirror only needs to go up to the halfway point because that's the only bit that's actually secured onto the card. And then we're going to pop this on the inside. So this is from our cardstock. This is one of the printed ones, I think. So we're going to just add that to the centre. And then we're going to pop this in the bottom. Like this.
Apparently we're going to do a twist and lick at the end.
I mean...
I don't know what a twist and lick is, but it
no one told
doesn't
me
sound
about
like it's broadcastable.
Bit early doors.
Twist and lick, there we are. Looking forward to that.
Okay, so we've got this section on here, and we don't actually need a stopper, so I'm just going to put my little sentiment there because the card sort of supports itself there. So she looks so magical, doesn't she? Because she's on acetate, she's sort of floating there. We've just used one of the sentiments out of the little book as well. You do get some sentiments included.
I thought she looked drunk. Turns out she was just on acetate. Who'd have known? It's so funny the way you said that. She's on acetate. Oh, that explains it.
That's what's going on.
Her grays have really been suffering. What's wrong with her? Oh, she's on acetate. Honestly, can't get her off it. Sorry, it's been a long week, Anne-Marie. I'm sorry you've had to fight with me on the last day of 4.
Yeah, I always seem to get this.
Sorry?
I always seem to get Joe on his Fridays.
You do get me. Oh, you got the last hour of my week as well, a little later. Did you want to get ready for a card of the show vote? I'll just grab the craft along. For you, grab what you've done in this show. So, it is. You're going to have tough competition. I know you won in the last show. What happened to the card that won in the last show? Do you know?
It's here.
It's under there. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's your card. This is number 1 for Debbie, or we can have number 2.
This one from our sporting silhouettes with the die.
Amazing.
Or we have Teddy Loves.
Number 3.
Or we have the gorgeous fairy we've just made.
Oh, careful, she's on acetate.
She is on acetate, watch out.
Number 4, which is that one there. You choose 1, 2, 3 or 4, get voting over in the comments. We're going to go back to and have another look at the sporting silhouettes, which you guys have absolutely loved. So let me take you back through this. You've got your topper collection in here. And you say normally it's 4 designs, isn't it? 2 of each.
Yeah.
This is 8 designs, 1 of each.
It is, yeah. So you've got so much going on in here, haven't you? And we just had so many sports we wanted to cover. You know, how do you get down to sort of 4 sports? It was really, really tricky. So on here, you know, we've got absolute loads. You've got way more than 16. We've got more than 2 different sports on some sheets there. We've got that gorgeous black foiling as well. So it's that really sort of subtle glossy black finish to the designs. So you've got your foil cardstock and your printed cardstock, so you've got a real variety in there. I love the sort of sunsets that we've got, all the sunrises, however you want to look at it, you know, going on in there. We've got the sky, it just looks amazing.
Like cute watercolour backgrounds, aren't they?
Yeah.
Really, really cool. And then you've got your the inserts as well, which are these ones just here. And again, I always think it's great that all the imagery is on the insert and it's in the toppers.
Yeah.
It just really helps to join the whole thing up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes matching it up easier. And it also just, I always think like it sort of continues that journey, doesn't it? When you've got the card, you've put all that effort into the front, knowing that you've got that matching insert on the inside, it just looks so professional. Yeah.
Some of them are upside down. To be honest, Molly, it's too late in the day. You should have seen the ordeal that I went through with the fairies. Fairies I'm alright with, but if I have to do it with sports, honestly, it'll be the end. I might as well leave now. Right. And then you've got the printed papers. But this is something that you guys didn't used to do, I don't think.
No, we just like to mix it up a little bit. Sometimes we do inserts and papers, sometimes we just do papers, sometimes we just do inserts.
Oh, check you out.
You know, mixing it up.
You like to do a twist and flip demo next?
Twist and, it's better than twist and lick.
Twist and
lick.
lick.
What it was this time around.
Do a twist and lick with a twist and flip. Anne-Marie's going to twist and flip in a minute if you don't get the name of the product right. Twist and pop is what we're going to have a look at next. You've then also got as well, you've got your little book in here as well, so 144 pages of different toppers in there for you, which are all laid out really, really nice, these ones. You've got sentiments in there too, as well as lots and lots and lots of different images, different sports. And you can decoupage these up as well, which is brilliant. So because you've got, oh dear.
What have you done to it, Joe?
I don't think it's my fault. Do you, Anne-Marie? No, it'll be John's fault. Definitely won't be my fault. Demo of the show was number 1, but demo numbers 3 and 4 were very popular.
Okay.
So special commendation for numbers 3 and 4. That is your Hunkydory Sporting Silhouettes Ultimate Collection. $31.99, $46.25. We're going to do a twist and lick and flip and stick and all sorts of other stuff now. It's the Twist and Pop Positive Vibes Concept Card Kit. $19.99, $28.99. It is available for you right now. It's such a cool concept, this one. I'm going to go through it in a moment with Anne-Marie. There is some additional card blanks you can go for as well if you want that. They are coming on now. Here they are, the Twist, Lick and Flip Positive Vibe Concept Card Kit. These are sort of the extras that you can go for if you want to use some of the toppers you already have in your stash. Ooh, Ink Me is what they are on as well, which might be my favourite name for a cardstock ever, I think. Very, very cool. But these make a really stunning card, but how easy are these to put together, Anne-Marie?
Okay, they are super easy to do. They do come with full step-by-step instructions, so don't ever panic if you're unsure when you get this home. So this is the finished look that we're going for, so that when we open this, it has that twist and it pops. So that's what we're going to achieve. So it does look quite complex. You might be looking at it and thinking, whoa, that's not for me, I don't know how to do it, but we've made it super easy for you. So the first thing we need to do is fold the card blank in half and give that a good crease. Oops. And then this part here is our mechanism, so we need to fold this up. So on your instructions, it does show you how it needs to go. So what I'm going to do first of all, just to make it easier, is give everything a fold along all the scores. And then what you will find is it almost just sort of pops into place. So what you need is the triangles to be sort of flat, and then these two here to be mounting creases. And then when you bring this down, it looks like a little house with a little roof on. So that's how that needs to sort of fold. You might find that you're folding it all sorts of ways for quite a while until it just sort of pops into place. And once you've got it, you can see how it needs to go. So this is going to go then, oops, onto the inside of our card, so it's going to stick in the centre here. So we need to pop some tape onto this section here, so just the triangular section. Again, it shows you this in the instructions, exactly where to put your tape. I'd usually use the red liner, just because it's a little bit stronger, but this is just a bit quicker. So we're going to take the tape off one side. We're going to add this onto here, so just sort of central, and just making sure that you're up to the score line, you're not on the score line, so that we can still fold the card in half. If you go too far up, you'll find that the card won't close. So you do want to just make sure you're in front of it, and then just fold the front over and it will sort of stick itself to that section there. So that's that bit done. And then you have your toppers. So they come on like one sort of piece, like this. And you're just going to concertina that up. Let me just give that a good score again. So that when you look at it like that, it's like an M. Okay, so it sits like this. And the way that this sticks is, as it states on our instructions, we only need to stick a small section. So we need to put a little bit of tape here and a little bit of tape here, so that when this sticks onto here, just sticks in these two corners. Okay, so that it will fold in like this. So let's grab a little bit of tape there and there, and a little bit of tape there and there. So it's the two closest to your score line, and it's the top and bottom on there. So then take the tape off.
Does it matter if it's the top one side or the other side, just as long as they're on opposite
corners? No, just
corners?
as long as it's opposite corners. If you do the same corners, you'll end up with it sort of stuck together and it won't fold. So
Right.
they do need to be opposite corners, that's the only thing. and then you sort of need to stick this so that that's sort of central with the card. So it does advise you to pop a little pencil line on here so you can see exactly where the central section is. But we are just going to pop
You're a dab hand with a twist and lick, so you're right, you can go straight in.
We're just going to wing it. That's what we're going to do. We're going to wing it. So we know that that's got that twist. Give it a good press down, make sure everything's nice and stuck. And then when we open that, we have that fabulous twist and pop motion. I love the zebra, it's so cute, isn't it? And obviously this is the Positive Vibes collection, so it's got some really fabulous quotes within here as well. And you do get a little belly band to pop around this if you want to. So again, that's already pre-scored for you. You just need to stick that, and then that will obviously go around your card to sort of secure it before it goes in the envelopes, which you get included as well.
Amazing, absolutely awesome, they really are. Samantha Cheney says, I'd like to see some girls' sports in the collection.
There is a girl golfer, there's a girl runner, there's a girl cyclist, yeah. So there's a couple of girls featured in there. And obviously some of the people in the sports aren't necessarily that gender specific, you know, because you can't see the faces, you can't see what they're doing, so they could be either or.
Yeah. There you are, so hope that helps. Right, what an amazing show it has been, incredible craft. Oh, the dice have just fallen over. Yes, amazing show, and remember we've got another show coming up later, so we will be back in, just over an hour's time. We've got Launch Party, brand new subscription box launching for you with loads of other stuff. We've got the cute characters in that as well. You're going to come back as well, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
Excited?
Very excited, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be an amazing show, so make sure you join us both. Very busy across everything you've seen on Hunkydory. So, yeah, 6 p.m. this evening here in the UK. It's 1 p.m. on the East Coast, 10 a.m. on the West Coast for you as well. If we won't be seeing you, in the later show, I won't see you. Who's presenting tomorrow morning? Does anyone know? Oh, no one has a clue. Let's hope someone turns up, because I'm not here. I've got a few days off, so.
We're busy tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be with you at George's tomorrow, so. Anyway, I guess we go and investigate whether someone's coming in tomorrow or not, haven't we? So in the meantime, I'll leave you be. We'll see you back here in just over 1 hour's time. Make sure you come and join myself, Anne-Marie, and the lovely Debbie Fisher again. We'll see you there. Take care.